The sun, we're told, is a big gaseous ball burning in space in a vacuum. By the way, since we're on the subject of vacuums, fire, the element by which the sun exerts its energy, and I don't care if it's nuclear fission or what, it's still fire, needs what element, folks, in order to continue to burn? Oxygen.
This guy's ego is out there. What?
There we go. Right. That should be better. Right. Welcome back to the channel that does the stupidity, what YouTube likes to do to my streams with buffering. It's so annoying. I do apologise. I think I've chosen the setting that should sort it out. But hello everyone and welcome back, because today we're going to have a Flat Earth debate. I know, what a surprise, right? On my channel we're doing a Flat Earth debate. Who would have thought it? And today we are being joined by Facts, Nothing But the Facts. Spell F-A-C-T space apostrophe S, nothing but period space the facts. I just read it off of your channel. Hello, how are you? Welcome.
I'm good, thank you, Craig. How are you yourself this evening?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you very much for joining me. I very much appreciate it. I just want to make sure that my stream is running properly, because YouTube is, just being YouTube because they're fun. Yeah, it should all be right. Okay. It's fixed, just so you could see it. Right. Guys, if there was issues with the buffering, just refresh, set to 1080p. We should be all good to go. Right, hello, Facts. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming. Let's get past the whole you calling me a heroin addict thing, and get on to the fact that you think you can beat me in a debate. How about that?
Yeah.
Right, cool. Right, so why don't you just take a minute, introduce yourself, tell everyone why you think the Earth is flat, and then you can present your evidence.
Yep. Well, my name's Facts, Nothing But the Facts. I know the Earth's not a globe, and everything in everyone's senses.
Why have you gone quiet? You've stopped. There's no audio coming from. Yeah.
No, there is, Craig. I stopped because it keeps echoing.
There shouldn't be an echo.
Drop in and drop out again.
I don't hear any echo. Are you okay? Can you hear me?
No, it's okay now. It's okay now.
Right. Okay, carry on. Let everyone know who you are.
So, okay, right. I can't. No, it's okay. You.
Yeah. Right. You seem to be on a bit of a delay. Why don't you drop out and then come back in?
Right, I'll drop out and come back in because there's obviously a lag.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. Right. Okay, turn this off first. Turn that on.
I think the lag and echo might be, I don't know, in his brain. whilst he's on the way back, so yeah, I have been having issues with my PC. I've upgraded my internet and everything, and I've got most of the stuff that I needed done, but I still need to get a new GPU and a new CPU. And if anyone wants to help me with those things, which will stop my buffering and any problems that I'm having, if you really want to help, then feel free to donate to paypal.me/FTFE. I'll be greatly appreciated. And you will be mentioned on stream and everything if you donate and help with that. So, but there's no, you don't have to. There's never, a demand to pay. But if you would like to help, paypal.me/FTFE. And thank you. Right, come on, dude, come back in. All right, how's everyone doing? Check Discord DMs. Right. The smoke in the foreground was still going. Thank you, I appreciate that, but that's for other things. Oh. I just gave you it, dude. You could just click it again. There we go. Come back in. Let's see if we can get rid of the lag between your ears. Yeah, I just gave you the link, dude. Just click it. Right, here he comes. Thank you everyone for being here. I really very much appreciate you watching. And this should be fun. Because he says he's got evidence that I won't be able to rebut. Downey Turner for £2 says, facts, lemons float, but limes sink. Did he know? Boom. Come on, dude. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
You can hear me. Good.
Yes, Craig, that was, sorry to you and your audience, that was my fault. I had your channel on in the background and that's what the lag and delay was. That's on me, not you. And
right.
Stuff.
Okay. Right, well, thank you for coming back. Right, why don't we start again? Take a minute to introduce yourself and let everyone know why you think the Earth is flat, and then get into your evidence. And thank you, Jiffy, for $2 says, no money for FTFE. Aw, don't give me any money then.
Well, there's nothing wrong with your computer because it was my lag in the background. But anyway, but yeah, you probably do need to upgrade a little bit. But the reason I believe the Earth is not a globe and we can't decide on the shape is because we have all been misinformed. And what I wanted to run through was a few things I wrote down, which is, do you believe in circumstantial evidence?
What do you define as circumstantial evidence?
If we was in a court of law, it would be a lot of things pointing to, a lot of things that are not conclusive proof, but amalgamated together prove that that's a fact. That there's a dead body, there's no gun, but there's a shell casing, and then someone's got gunpowder on their hands, and it matches that firearm that was used, and so that's circumstantial evidence. Or someone's been run over by a car and the paint or the tire print is on their leg, something along them lines. Would you agree or disagree?
It depends on the circumstances, as absolutely Luxie just said in the chat. Yeah, it just depends on the circumstances, but circumstantial evidence is, like you said, for a court of law. Science isn't a court of law. But I do like to have lots of bits of evidence to point towards a conclusion. It just depends on the circumstances.
Okay, so can we define science then, please?
The systematic study of the natural world by observation and experimentation.
Would that be the 5-point scientific method?
Well, sure, if you want to go back to high school, but, it's a lot more complicated than that in the real world.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
you don't
we've
just
got to
have
start
those
somewhere.
5 points. That's what you learn in kind of high school, right? But when you get into the actual world of science, every aspect of science, every industry, they have their own version of the scientific method that's appropriate for what they're doing. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to talk about the basic version of the high school scientific method, observation, hypothesis, prediction, experimentation, analysis, then sure, we can work with that.
Okay, so can I just hold you accountable? Do MIT, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge have a different 5-point scientific method, or do they all use the same one as you just said?
It's all based around the same standards. But like I said, those are universities. And when you get to universities, you're going to be doing science slightly different than you would do in high school. I can guarantee you every high school would give you the same scientific method. But Cambridge, MIT, they're all universities, not high schools. And as I said, as you get into the world of science, you will find that each aspect of science, each branch of science, they have their own version of the scientific method that's appropriate for what they're doing. And MIT and Oxford are definitely outside of high school.
That's incorrect, Craig. They're polytechnics to start with, not universities. That's where you might have made them a sort of...
I mean, MIT is definitely a university. So is Oxford. That's definitely a university. And again, they're still outside of high school. You know, MIT is an institution that will award you accredited degrees in certain things. That is a university, okay? But they are higher. The point is that they are higher than high school, and they will not use the high school version of the scientific method.
Right, Craig. I'm just trying to establish something that we can both agree on. I'm trying to fact check you of a datum line that you believe's fucking curved, excuse my language, but we need to have a level, excuse the pun, we need to agree on what we're talking about. A scientific method can't be one thing and then another thing. We have to agree on what that is before we even go any further.
Again, so it's a scientific method. It's not the scientific method. And again, the version of the scientific method you use depends on the industry that you are in, the scientific branch that you are in. They will have their own versions of the scientific method that is appropriate to what they are doing. But let's stick with, if you want to stick with the high school version of the scientific method, that's fine.
Yes.
All right, but then that means we have to refer to high schools and nothing outside of high school, right?
Well, could you give myself and the chat an example of where the scientific method would differ between colleges, universities, and polytechnics, or different fields like engineering?
They would be more involved. There would be more steps. They would be more geared towards a certain thing. Like if you're doing astronomy, you wouldn't use experimentation. You would use a version of observation as your data gathering point. So, different branches of science will use the different things that they have at their disposal. And the different tools means that they have to have different rules and sets to follow. But again, this is just how science works. We don't need to argue about this. I'm literally just telling you, as someone that has been to university, 2 different universities, that this is how it works. And in both my degrees, in physics and in nuclear engineering, there is probably different descriptions of the scientific method. And anyone that's taken higher education understands this fact.
So a description differs in the scientific method, but the base datum line stays the same. Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean by a datum line?
What you just said, that if you're doing astrology, you
again, there isn't a base datum line. Okay, that's not how it works. Like,
says who?
Says science, says engineering, says physics. Like, for instance, right? So you've got the classical method, which is what I just said. Observation, hypothesis, experiment, analysis. Then you've got, for instance, the engineering method, which is great for problem solving, which instead of a observation, starts with defining a problem. Clearly define the problem needing a solution, do background research, specify requirements, create solutions, prototype, test and refine, and get your final product. That's very different to the classical method. We could go to the iterative method of the scientific method, useful in fields like software development or where continuous improvement is essential. 1. Identify a need. That's different to an observation, which the other version, you start with identifying a need. You find a need or an improvement area, and then you create a prototype, you test, you analyze, you refine, you repeat. You could go to the hypothetico-deductive method, a bit more philosophical and rigorous, which starts with an observation, but then requires you to form a law, and from that law form a hypothesis, develop your consequence, and test an experiment, and then support or refute your experimentation results. So depending on what your needs are, the scientific method can be set up in different ways. Do you understand?
I understand what you're saying. I just want it to be clear for myself and the chat that it's based off that 5-point technique. Whatever way you chop it up, like as you said in engineering, you test and then revise first, and then astrology, you look, but it's all, you're just doing it a different way round. Like you're just working with what you've got, but the baseline stays the same. By the baseline you mean you test. That's an important part of science is testing, right? That's it. But the high school method is the classical method, and that would start with an observation, right? But within engineering, you don't start with an observation. With the engineering method, for the scientific method, you start with a definition of a problem. So that's very different straight away. So no, it's not a baseline. The scientific method isn't what flat earthers have told you it is. Okay? When you learn the scientific method in high school, they are just giving you the base knowledge of how to perform science. And then you go to engineering school. You would never use that version of the scientific method again. You would use the engineering method. You see, they're different things designed for different things. Yes, can we stick with the engineering method? Because you would do theory and then practical, and you'd marry it up. So
if you want to stick with the engineering method, so let's define what the engineering method is, okay? Step 1, you define a problem. Yeah. So you clearly define the problem needing a solution, right? For instance, mobile phones tended to overheat a lot, a few generations ago. That was a problem that needed solving, right? So they actually...
So we're talking about the practicality of it, not the theory.
Again, just wait. This is how you start. You define a problem, right? And that's all it is. It's a problem that smartphones overheated a lot. So in recent generations, they actually developed ways to keep them cooler by moving the components around in certain ways and using lighter materials that conduct heat in better ways, okay? But to get to that point, what they had to do was define the problem, which was it was overheating because of whatever reason. So they would do background research on why that was happening, understand the context and constraints, right? It's overheating. That means that this is happening, but that means that there's limits to what we can do. They have to research everything about current knowledge of phones to be able to solve that problem they came up with. Step 3 would be specifying requirements. So list out all the requirements the solution must meet. So if we're talking about a smartphone overheating, the main requirement is to stop it overheating. But obviously there's still the requirement of maintaining battery life and longevity and speed and ease of use and Wi-Fi connectivity. So you have to lay out all the specifications. Step 4 would be create solutions. And that literally is sit down with a board and brainstorm as many solutions as you can. And then the next step, step 5, would be prototyping. Build prototypes of the best ideas. So we're trying to figure out how to stop the phone overheating. We're going to build a few different versions that might not be the final, but would give us some ideas about how to solve this overheating problem, right? And then the next step is called testing and refinement. You test and refine solutions based on performance, right? So we've come up with 5 prototypes. Prototype 3 has the best of the cooling ability, but prototype 2 actually meets all of the requirements better. So then you would go to the final product, develop the final solution based on the previous steps beforehand. Not one of those steps is in the classical scientific method.
Okay, Craig, you've basically just described the assembly line, and you've gone from a practical, like testing of a product to like you could
Designing.
do that with a theory. Yes, so like CAD design. You've basically just designed.
So the theory part in that would be the brainstorming, okay? You would sit down and you would go through the theory and brainstorm how to solve your problem. It's all included in the solution. But that's what, for engineering, that's what the scientific method is.
Correct. However, you've gone to point 7, and this, as we've said, the high school method's just got 5 simple points in it, which basically, is this not semantics where you're just chopping and changing words to make them fit into the model that we're probably going to get into later?
No, it's literally showing you that different aspects of science and physics require different solutions. You cannot have a rigid thing that will not work in other ways. Trying to engineer a solution to a problem would be, to use the classical method of science, the scientific method, would be pointless for that. It doesn't work. An observation of it's not going to work. You need to figure out what the actual problem is, specify the need that is required. That would be step 1. It's not observation. They are different. And you just need to get past this and understand.
I overstand, I understand. And if you want to stand under it, that's okay. So let me try and break this down for you real quick. That basically what you're saying is that you can just make like what I just said, semantics. You're just playing with words. Like, so sorry, the periodic table. Do you agree that the periodic table is elements of the Earth? Do you agree on that?
It's elements that can be found in Earth. Some of them.
No, but do you agree that that's a datum line that the whole scientific community would work from, the periodic table? Yes or no?
Everybody would agree that the periodic table contains information about atoms. Yes.
No, let's not over egg the pudding and use words that might confuse people like myself in the chat. Like, let's just keep it simple.
I'm pretty sure the chat understood every word I just said.
Well, can we just keep it simple for me then? So, do you agree the periodic table is a datum line that every college, university, and polytechnic on Earth works from? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. So, if we go back to the school scientific 5-point method, we can get past what we're saying and agree that we have to agree on a starting point.
Yeah, we all start at school. Yeah, that's true.
Fucking hell, great. Okay, yep, okay.
And at school, we all learn that basic version of the scientific method. But usually around year 9 or 10, you have a meeting with a counsellor. And this counsellor would look at what you're doing and they would go, facts. So based on your results here, F minus. So a career choice for you looks like possibly, I don't know, a dustbin man or something. What do you feel? For me, it was more of so you're put forward 2 years, these all A's here. Have you ever thought about going into engineering of any kind? These are conversations you have. And after that point, you then go and do the training, which requires other things than you learn at school. Do you get it?
Yeah, I'm laughing because I was feeling Trudy Oliver's woman. Anyway, look, that's just a bad joke. So, look, all cockbuckery aside and jokes aside, let's get into it, and I'll just read out what I've written, and if you can be honourable enough to help me share the screen, or I'll just turn on my mobile phone and get it to the point and hold it in front of the camera.
Yeah, all you've got to do is press that button that says share screen, and you will be allowed to share the screen. I've just told you, there's a green button on your screen that says share screen. That's how you share the screen.
Yeah, but Craig, okay. All right, but we're not at that point yet. So, right, we've kind of half agreed that there is a line or a universal agreement of the periodic table, for example, that I've already used, and then I'd like to bring to the table, is the heliocentric model a fact or a theory?
Well, I don't go by the heliocentric model. I go by a barycentric model.
Which is?
The sun and everything in the solar system orbit the barycenter of the solar system, the gravitational center. Because the sun is about 99% of the mass of the solar system, but because other parts of the solar system, like Jupiter, were also pretty massive, are further out, that means that the overall center of gravity is slightly away from the center of the sun. The sun itself orbits that barycenter as well as all of the objects in the solar system. So, although claiming the heliocentric model is what people say in general, it's not accurate. We have a barycenter.
Okay.
But to answer your question, no, it's not a theory. It's 100% a fact.
Oh, well, can you prove it?
We've been to space, dude.
Okay, well, we're going to get to that. So you're going on this baryocentric system.
Barycentric.
Barycentric system.
Yeah. Good old Barry.
Just prefer to read what I've written down, and I'm very unorganised. Just bear with me. So I wanted to start with sea level, like a real easy one. Like we're not like it's perspective and refraction. So my point to you would be, how can you prove a curve on sea level? And I didn't steal that from that other guy. I've been saying that's why they call it sea level, and we've been last time on the Oxford English Dictionary and looked at the definition of the word level, looked at the definition of the word datum line in engineering, and I'm going to have to agree to disagree. If you want to bring that dictionary in, I don't see how that out-trumps the Oxford English Dictionary. I really don't. But if you want
engineering specifications, of course, would be what you would use, and you have to understand that words have many meanings. Level is a reference to something else. That is it. Level can be curved. Level can be wiggly. Level can be hoop the hoop. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is relative to, as long as the distance between those two things stay the same, it is level, right? So, I've got this pen, right? I've got this lighter. This lighter is now level to that pen, okay? However, I've got the earth with that curve. And if I hold my finger and make exactly the same curve, but bigger, my finger is now level to the curve of the earth. Because at no point is there a difference in the height between one and the other. Level isn't just a line. Level is a reference. And in engineering and surveying, level, true level, is the curve of the earth. And I can cite you reference after reference after reference from professionals, which the only way you can deny is if you be dishonest. Would you like me to do that?
Well, now, can you just hold the globe up again and your finger to the globe?
Oh, it's a different globe
and
this time. It's the moon.
Right, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not going to mug you off, Craig. I'm going to treat you like a brother, because somehow we've got to get past all this together and see each other. Anyway, how is your finger level? Come on, people in the chat. How is your finger level? It's fucking curved. Your finger's curved.
Right.
Bro.
Listen, it's in reference to what is underneath it, right? Now, if I held my finger in perfect curve to it, right, so it was matching it, that would mean that the difference between the ball and my finger stays at 5 millimeters the whole way, right? That's what level means. It's no difference in height between one thing and another. Level isn't a line, it's a reference between one thing and another. Again, this lighter is now level to this pen. Okay, it's not now. It's not level now. It's not level to the pen now. It's flat, but it's not level. Now it's level to the pen, right? This is a sphere with a curve, and a curve of an arc that matches it will be level to it. That's what level means in context. Context is important when you are talking about words. I can't. Okay. This is a conversation that I shouldn't have to have with a grown man, honestly.
That's okay, Craig. It's okay, because you've just made yourself look the best definition of a fool by holding your finger over something and saying it's level when your finger's curved. But that's up to you.
Hold on, right? Let me take you through something quickly, right? But just to run this home.
Can you let me respond? Can you let me respond?
Okay, I just wanted to take you through something.
On the periodic table, is gold gold? Is silver silver? Is platinum platinum? Yes or no?
What do you mean? Of course they are.
Well, I just asked you.
Well, no, it's not. So they're in different languages. They're different things. What fucking question is that?
Because if you let me fucking get to my point, you'll get to get schooled. So
right, in any language, the first atom in the periodic table has one proton and one electron. That's it.
Craig,
right? It's called different things in different languages, but that's it, right?
Your big long words aren't going to save you this evening. You're going to have to come down to layman's terms and meet me halfway. I'm not.
It's very hard to speak down at the level that you are. I'm a tutor generally to people that have some level of intelligence.
Okay, well look, that's okay. You can make fun of me. That's cool.
I didn't make fun of you.
Can't. No. I didn't say you did. I said you can if you want to. But like, what have you done now?
I'm just getting this up to show you. So this is what surveyors use. So this is from the Theory and Practice of Surveying, containing all the instructions requisite for the skillful practice of this art, published 1814. The true level, I just hope you're seeing this here, is a curve conforming to the surface of the Earth as ABG. And if we say ABG, that is this curve here. Webster's Encyclopedia of Dictionaries, New American Edition. Level surface, a surface which is everywhere perpendicular to the direction of gravity. Here we have from Elementary Surveying, an introduction to geomatics, 13th edition, where it shows you the difference between a horizontal line, which is this one here, H to D, and a level line, which is B, this curved one here. Merriam-Webster, definition of level, having no part higher than another, conforming to the curvature, the liquid parts of Earth's surface. Here we have some actual surveying practical diagrams showing you the horizontal line and the level line being curved. Horizontal line, a line perpendicular to the vertical. Then it tells you what leveling is. And it says here the horizontal surface. And as you see there, the level surface.
I'll concede.
Just one more. This is the best one. This is the best one, right?
Knock yourself out.
So this is from trigonometric leveling. You know, again, what surveyors use when they're talking about leveling. The difference, BC, between the observed and true staff readings denotes the error due to curvature of the Earth, which may be determined as follows. The line AB is a horizontal line. The line AC is a level line because it follows the curve. Do you now agree that level in context can mean curved?
No.
So you are. I've literally just shown you that the professionals and several dictionaries all define level as curved, and you are still, even though you are not a surveyor, arguing with the surveyors about what level can mean. Is that right?
That is correct. And this is the reason I say what I say, is when you look down the street, does it look like the lampposts are getting smaller as you look down the street? Yes or no?
Yeah, they don't set though.
Are they all the same height? Are they all the same height?
Yes, but angular size is the thing, but they don't curve away, and that doesn't debunk level meaning curved. I mean, what the fuck are you on about, dude?
We both live in the UK. You are aware of a motorway called the M25, correct?
Yeah, the big circle around London.
Okay. Now, are the lampposts all the same size that were installed on the M25? Yes or no?
No, in 2017, several sections of the M25 were completely redesigned with LED lights that come on at certain times. So no, all the lampposts are not the same. What's your point?
No, the same height.
No, they're not all the same height.
Oh, Craig, come on, work with me. Don't do this.
I am. That you're trying to say that a bunch of... I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that a bunch of lampposts going into the distance get smaller and smaller as they go. Yes, they do appear to do that, but what they don't do is curve and go below the horizon, like the sun would when it sets.
Right. So what would that mean then? That there's no fucking curve?
Well, no, I just said it doesn't do what the sun does. The sun, lampposts don't set, they get smaller. The sun sets beyond the curve. They're not the same. You debunked yourself. Good job.
No, I haven't.
You just did.
We'll let the chat decide.
But again, we'll let the chat decide, shall we? Right, chat. One, that I'm correct, and two, that he's correct. Off we go.
Craig,
you just asked to let the chat decide.
Chill, relax. I'm going to get to the light and luminaires with my 9-minute presentation, but we're not ready for that. So, do you agree? Right, we'll
probably not. No.
I'll concede on level. Yeah, I'll give you that. Like, if you want to believe,
well, it's not me. It's surveyors. You're agreeing with surveyors.
But, okay, I'll concede that the all what you showed me is by architects and.
The chat says one, by the way.
Engineers and like more or less the Oxford English Dictionary or the encyclopedia of what you showed me. So I'll concede on the level thing, and if you want to call it horizontal, that's okay. But when
as I showed you, there's a difference between horizontal and level. Let me just go back to that.
And I've conceded. No, you don't need to. We can move on. You've got that. You've won that bit. I concede.
Just so you know the difference between horizontal and level. They're different things, right? You see, horizontal and level are different, right?
No, I don't.
Right in front of you. Right in front of you, you see right now. The difference between the horizontal and the level line, right? You see the difference.
But like common sense would tell you level. Are you on the level? Are you leveling? Are you leveling up?
Again, common sense clearly isn't common, and level is in regards to the surface of the earth, which is clearly curved. Do you see what is on the screen? I just want you to, yes or no, do you see on the screen the description between the difference of the horizontal and level lines?
I do.
Right, there we go. That is what we are going to base it on, what the experts say. Okay, so, right, what was your next point that you wanted to bring up?
Okay, no problem. My next point is, do you believe the Earth is spinning?
I've measured the Earth's rotation. A belief is kind of irrelevant.
So you believe the Earth's spinning?
Yeah, I know it's spinning. I've measured it.
You know it's spinning, okay.
Yeah.
Is any other luminary, what I would call luminary, or what you would call planet, spinning in the sky?
Yeah, you can literally look at Jupiter rotating with a telescope. Really? And Saturn. In fact, you can even watch the sun rotate. And pretty much every planet in our solar system, you can watch it rotate with a telescope. Including the moons. You can actually use a telescope to watch the moons rotate around Jupiter, as Jupiter itself is rotating. So yes, a lot of the luminaries in the sky, which are actually planets, do rotate, including the moon. The moon rotates once every 28 days on its own axis.
Planning it to go. Okay. Right. Can I present my script? You're loving it. Look at Craig.
Yep.
Just
please
down,
go ahead. Present your thing.
Right. Well, can you help me? Otherwise, I'm going to have to turn my phone on.
Yeah.
Pull up YouTube.
Right. So when you go on, point your cursor on Zoom, there will be a big green button that says Share Screen.
Yes, I can see that.
So you click that, and then it asks you what you want to share.
Well, it's got. Chrome tabs, Windows, or entire screen?
Yeah, what
Windows,
are you sharing? Are you sharing a video file? Are you sharing...
Oh, I found it. I think I found it. My eyes are so fucking bad. Sorry, my eyes are really bad.
Yeah. Method only that.
I found it. I've got it. This is what I want to share. Okay, ready?
Okay, yep.
Okay, and it's all set up to go, and this is to do... You believe we've been to the moon, right?
Well, yeah, I bounced stuff off the retroreflectors left, lasers off the retroreflectors left on the moon, so, yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be 8 minutes.
I think it was maybe Jeranism or Globebuster.
This is going to be 8 minutes, and this, I think...
Oh,
this,
Lord, I know what that
anyway.
is already, just as I see it. Oh, my God. Yeah, good.
Okay,
please,
well,
go
then,
ahead.
Well, then, if you want to, if you want me to put it at 1.5 times the speed, I can do that. If you want me to speed
put it
up
at
1.25,
all right, and then yep. Go ahead.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Or both. Who first mentioned this? But this is a terrific proof of the fake moon landings, and it deals with how much illumination there would have been on the lunar surface according to the heliocentric model.
Perfect time.
The inverse square law describes the intensity of light at different distances from a light source. Every light source is different, but the intensity changes in the same way, meaning this is a law for all light sources. The intensity of light is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. This means that as the distance from a light source increases, the intensity of light is equal to a value multiplied by 1 divided by d squared. Here are the simple equations. As an example, if you place a 100 lumen bulb in a floodlight that shines on only 1 square meter of surface, that surface will be lit at 100 lux. However, if you back the floodlight away to shine on 4 square meters, the surface is now lit with 25 lux.
The new Google Pixel 8a. Delightful, powerful, and full of AI.
The full moon, which is supposed to be reflecting sunlight, has an illuminance up to 1 lux on the Earth's surface. That's not substantial, but a full moon has enough illuminance to read from it here on Earth. It is allegedly 376,285 kilometers to the moon from Earth's surface to moon surface. Let's assume our Apollo astronaut is 0.01 kilometers or 1 meter above the surface of the moon. We now plug the numbers into our inverse square law equation to find the intensity of the moonlight at the surface, solving for intensity at distance 2. I have the numbers on the printout, but you can see for yourself the problem. Sunlight has an illuminance up to 128,000 lux on Earth. That's pretty bright. That's as bright as it gets. Assuming my math and figures are right,
They're not.
applying the inverse astronauts would have experienced 1,106,175,009,570 times more.
Craig, I know what you're going to say, that they didn't measure it to the, they measured it to the center, not the thing.
Oh my God! No, it's even dumber than that. It's even dumber than that. Oh my God! This I've debunked this claim so many times. It's hilarious.
Right, look. All right, we've both seen it, yeah. So let me stop sharing the screen, yeah. Because so you know where we're going with this, yeah. So where can I?
Do you want me to debunk it for you in 10 seconds?
Well, hang on. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Go on then. Do your thing.
Easy.
We both know what the video says.
Yeah. We both know what the video says, and I'll tell you exactly where he got the maths wrong. Right. So he assumed the brightness of the entire moon, and said that when the astronauts were there, they would have had this amount of brightness. However, his figures included the brightness for the entire moon, not the 15 meters squared that the astronauts would have been standing on. So what he did was, instead of taking the brightness being reflected by just the small area the astronauts were standing on, he assumed the brightness of the entire moon being reflected, but in that small area. Because, and let me be clear, all flat earthers are fucking idiots.
Appreciate that, Craig. Thanks.
So there you go, debunked.
So how's no, that's not debunked. Right, 15 meters.
It.
So there's you said the brightness of the moon. I think that you might need to watch the rest of the video.
No, I've seen that video. Okay, right. That sounds logically sound, but again, the figures are taking into account the brightness of the entire moon. Right? But the astronauts aren't seeing the entire moon, are they? The astronauts are seeing a small portion of the moon that they're standing on. And again, the maths that the guy did, which I've seen before, included the brightness of the entire moon. So it's not correct. You have to reduce that maths by, you know, an exponential amount to be the amount reflected of just that bit they are standing on. The fact is that they do not understand what they are talking about.
Well, can I paraphrase what I thought I saw in that video, and then you can tell me what I got wrong about watching that video. When I watched that video, the people that made that video was saying that the sun hits the moon, like in the heliocentric or baryocentric model, whatever you want to call it, and then the moon absorbs the sunlight, and it would have to reflect it at certain luminaires. And it would be, when they done the calculations, that's what it worked out at, that it would literally blind you, burn your eyes out, if not melt your skin.
Exactly,
right?
but
so,
they did the calculations for the entire moon.
Please let me finish.
Okay, sorry, carry on.
So, when the sunlight hits the Earth, does it do, like, where I am in, like, the middle of the UK, and where you are in the top part of the UK, when the sun hits the UK, like, how much, like, are you being serious? Are you really?
What do you mean the sun hits the UK? The sunlight and the moonlight are different things.
Right? No. Well, the sunlight. No, it's not. The sunlight is the sunlight, and if it's hitting the moon and the moon's basically, you should have seen some reflection. Should you have not? Well, seen
you do.
Something?
That's why you see the moon, because it's reflecting light. That's why you see it.
Craig,
right, let me hold this up for you right now, right? Why do you see this right now? You see this because there's a light behind my screen, and the light is reflecting off of this into my camera. Right? Just like, you know, the sun reflecting to the earth. You see it because it's reflecting light.
Okay, so when the light hits the thing you just held up, right, they're saying that the moon reflects light.
Yes.
So when you say that NASA went to the moon, but there's nothing reflecting off the moon, it's just dirt.
Well, that again, why do you see the dirt? You see the dirt because of the light reflecting off of it. Right? And again, right, so here's a common misunderstanding. It's not just dust on the lunar surface, right? Hold on, let me finish, right? It's not just dust on the lunar surface. It's something called regolith. Now, on Earth, dust is eroded by wind and rain, and it's soft and circular. But on the surface of the moon, there's none of that. All of that dust is called regolith, and it's sharp and shiny. Right? It is billions and billions and billions of sharp, shiny rocks. That's what it is. Right? And the reason that you can see the floor is because the sunlight is reflecting off of it. Right? And when we are on Earth, we are seeing the light of the entire moon being reflected at the same time. But when you are on the moon, you are only seeing the light from that small portion, not the entire thing. So that means there's going to be less of it for the astronauts.
Yes. Okay, Craig. You know when you showed me that photo last time I was on your channel about what you said, and I said, "Oh, how wide is the lens, and how much distance is in the photo?" When they recorded on the moon, you could see Earth from the back of the moon. You could see like the curvature of the moon. So that.
What do you mean you could see the curvature of the moon?
Well, just forget about that. Like, you could see a big bit of the moon, but you didn't see any reflection.
What do you mean you didn't see any reflection? You saw it because it is being reflected. That's why you see the light.
Okay, Craig,
right. Question. Let me ask you a question. In the pictures of the moon, could you see the floor?
Yes.
Therefore, the light is reflecting off of it.
Craig, let's go back to the periodic table.
Jeez.
Is gold gold? Is silver silver? Is titanium titanium? If I shined a light in a mirror, is it gonna be the same as the light hitting a surface, or reflection?
The moon isn't a mirror. How much sunlight do you? The sunlight reflects about...
You just said it was some stupid name, and it's tiny little things.
Regolith, yes. So, it's called regolith. So it's not like a mirror. It's shiny, but it's not like a mirror.
So it doesn't reflect then?
Well, yeah, it does. Oh my god! If you see something, it reflects light. My hand right now is reflecting light. That's why you can see it.
You do look a bit vampiric, but all right, that was a little bad joke. But no, it is reflecting light. You are right. But that is not. You're not correct about the moon, Craig. You can't have it both ways.
What do you mean I'm not correct? What do you mean both ways? I just explained it to you.
You haven't explained doo-doo.
Everyone in my chat understands it. Literally, the 700 people watching understand. Look, so why don't you?
Because I know the difference between a reflection, something being like shined. If I shine a torch and it hits a car windscreen mirror or a shop mirror, the reflection you're going to get back off that light is going to hurt your eyes a little bit. It's going to be it's going to more or less amplify the light.
How far away is the moon?
I don't know, Craig. You
in our model, how far away is the moon?
285 kilometers at a guess.
A bit more than that. It's 285,000 miles.
All right.
250,000 miles, right?
Cool. Right.
That video that you showed talked quite a bit about the inverse square law. The inverse square law explains how the intensity of the light will reduce with distance. Because the moon is 250,000 miles away, any reflected light that reaches us is diminished by that 250,000 mile journey. It's not going to be like having your eyes up to a mirror. That's not how it works. So the moon is a long way away, reflecting less than 1% of the sunlight towards Earth. That's it.
So how come then the sunlight we receive on Earth is like so many luminaires, where we're further away from the moon?
Because the sun's a lot bigger than the moon.
It's closer to the sun.
Yeah, right. Again, the sun.
That's irrelevant.
The sun. It's not irrelevant, right? The sun is much bigger, and it is emitting a lot more light. So even with the inverse square law, the amount of light that we receive is a lot more than we receive from the moon, because the moon is reflecting about 1% of the sunlight that hits it back to us. So we are seeing the bright sun, but we are seeing a small portion of the reflected light. How do you not get this?
You're playing with words again, Craig.
How am I playing with words?
I'm going to let you know.
Guys, this one's painful.
If you were standing on the moon, that's what this video they made about, that if the moon's 250,000 miles away, and you said we see 1% of it reflecting off the moon, if you're fucking standing on the moon, it's going to burn your eyes out.
No, again, and I did say that, I did explain this to you, because you're not seeing the entire light from the moon. You are seeing the light from a tiny portion that they're standing on, right? So, wait, hold on, listen, right? If you're seeing the moon from Earth, you are seeing the light reflected from the entire thing, yes?
We're not talking about seeing the light reflected from...
Yes?
No.
So,
yes, you're correct about that.
Now, if you are standing on the surface of the moon and you've got that much ground, how much is being reflected? Will it be more or less than that?
I will refer you back to my original point of the camera that you showed on the last time I was on your channel, of some picture you took, and I said, how wide is the camera lens and how much distance does it show?
Yeah, the field of view is about 120 miles, which would mean, I did the calculations, you were seeing about 806 miles in that picture.
Okay, so then when we're on the moon and we're looking at some photography that was taken off the moon, not what the moon's reflecting to Earth, we're talking about the people that are standing on the moon with a camera.
Yeah.
That is got like left to right panoramic view, like left to right like that, how are you telling me it's just one tiny little bit?
Because that the moon is still very big, and they are standing on a tiny portion of it.
But the camera's giving you a left to right.
The camera's still not seeing the entire moon. The camera is still seeing a tiny portion of the moon.
No, look at the pictures. Bring the pictures up.
Like, do you think that like the moon's like this with people standing on it like this? No, the moon is 1/5 the size of Earth. It's fucking massive. So even with a panoramic camera seeing all around it, that's going to be like, I don't know, 10 miles squared at the most. That's it. Right. It's not seeing the whole moon. Okay, it's seeing the tiny portion that it's on.
Right, so if we fast forward that video to the end, and they're talking about, like, Google, like, billion luminaires, if you reduce that down to 10 to 15 miles, it's still going to burn your retinas out.
No, it's not. I've done the maths. I've actually done the maths, and it's not.
Well, show me then. Show me the maths you've done.
Well, the maths is based on sunlight intensity time albedo, and the brightness is the watts per meter squared times 1.2, based on the amount of the percentage of the moon that they were on, which means they would be receiving the 163.32
about watts squared current, right?
Yes, I know very well about electrical engineering. Yes, and again, that's irrelevant to the amount of sunlight that you receive.
Luminaire is a luminaire.
And that's irrelevant to the volts and the current. Jesus, like I get right. I have debunked you, right? The problem is the person that did that video did the maths wrong. They didn't include the amount of the moon that you were on and the intensity of the sunlight because of the distance from it. They didn't do any of the maths right, and that's the problem.
I could actually help you out and say that where the sun's rising and hitting the moon, like that would affect their calculations. I'll give you that bit of it. Yeah, that's where
Captain Pike rules. I agree, man.
Right. Okay. However, these stupid pictures of the moon, Craig, admit you should see some reflection with what you just.
You do see some reflection. That's why you see the floor.
That ain't no reflection.
Well, again, that's how you see things. You see things because it reflects light.
No. If you shine a light in a... So, is the moon's surface reflective like a mirror? Yes or no?
No, not quite like a mirror.
What's it like then, Craig?
Like somewhat dusty and shiny. Not like a mirror.
Dusty and shiny. That's I mean, how can something be dusty and shiny?
It's not like a mirror, but it still is a little bit shiny.
Like a dirty mirror.
A really dirty mirror.
Okay. So there should be some reflection coming off the surface of the moon.
There is. That's why you see the light from it, yes. If you see the moon, it is reflecting light. That's how seeing works.
Okay. Now, you've really boxed me into a corner here. So circumstantial evidence is literally what I've got to go with. Yeah. All right, Craig, knock yourself out laughing. Right. Circumstantial evidence, if we pulled up all the photos of NASA, the moon landings, the space station, all of it, we ain't got much to go on, have we? Let's be honest.
We have millions of pictures, videos, data points, third-party authentications, radio signals. I don't know what you mean by we don't have much to go on. We have countless bits of evidence. So if we were to say circumstantial evidence, NASA certainly has enough circumstantial evidence to say they went to the moon.
Oh, fuck me. Well, that's up to you and anyone else that wants to believe that. What I'm saying is, in 2024, all the little shuttles you've allegedly sent up there, probes, allegedly, you'd think unless that like a probe signed a non-disclosure agreement, an electronic probe that you'd think they'd show a little bit more footage. Like on my channel,
the Earth from space. We've
Saturn,
seen that plenty of times.
The moon. Hang on, Craig. Just 30 seconds. I showed on my last video on my channels. On my channel, I showed a P900 focusing in on the moon, Mars, and Saturn. That's a P900 camera.
Yeah.
So,
and we have countless really good images of every body in our solar system. What's your point?
Say that again, please.
We've got countless really good images of every major body in our solar system. What's your point?
So, my point is that you can see on my channel nothing like what.
Sorry, you're breaking up there, dude.
Cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're gonna have to repeat that. You broke up. You there?
You want to compare NASA's images to?
Sorry,
the
dude.
last
Hold on.
Yeah,
You were breaking up. I didn't hear anything that you just said. So,
okay.
What did you say?
What I'm saying is the images what we've got from NASA and the ISS or any other like Hubble telescope or mainstream sources do not marry up with a P900 camera on Earth.
Yeah, they do.
They don't.
They show exactly what a P900 shows,
don't.
but better. But P900 isn't really a good camera, and it's certainly not a telescope. You shouldn't really be using a P900 to look at things in space. A P900 is a less than mid-range digital plus optical zoom that was decommissioned and replaced by the P950, which was then replaced by the P1000. The P1000 still being I'd say less than mid-range camera that has great optical zoom, but a very small sensor to deal with it. So I don't, the P range cameras aren't that great.
Craig, can you see Saturn through a camera from Earth? And does it look like the same images that are presented by NASA, Hubble, and any other?
Yeah, I've got many of my friends that have taken really nice images of Saturn with their own equipment, and it looks exactly like what we see from NASA, actually. So, the thing is, if you do it properly with the right equipment from Earth, you can get images just like NASA give you.
Is it on your website then? Why isn't it on your channel?
I've shown it many times on my channel.
Okay, well, I've only been on here twice, and that's it.
Probably just worth having a look, really. Just Google amateur telescope images of Saturn. That would be the.
And they're not.
I bet you haven't, because you would have found them.
But they're not the same.
But they're the same as NASA. They are. I mean, you're saying they're not, but in what way are they different?
I encourage anyone in the chat to go and look at amateur footage of a P900 or whatever the other.
Again, you wouldn't use a P100. They're not the right thing to look at things in space. You would use a telescope for that. So, if you're using a P900, it's probably not going to look the same as NASA because it's the wrong tool for the job.
Good fellow old friend, try not to lead the jury. You're doing it.
I'm not leading the jury. I'm pointing out very factually that the P-range cameras are not astrophotography equipment.
Okay. Do they still see Saturn?
I've got a lot of images from P1000s of Saturn and Jupiter that actually are taken properly. They aren't as good quality as NASA, but they actually look very much like the images from NASA. If you use them properly in focus, you get what NASA shows you. But again, the P-range cameras are not the right tool for astrophotography. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would advise you to not use any P-range camera as a tool for astrophotography. And I would, as an expert witness, like to present my good friend Dave McKeegan, the professional photographer. Sorry, if we're doing this in a court of law, then that's how we're going to do it.
Yeah, well, we can if you want, Craig. It's great not to be in the witness stand for once.
Are you a professional photographer? Look, just out of interest, are you a professional photographer?
I mean, I've taken a few Polaroids in my teenage years. That's as good as it got for me.
So you're not a professional photographer,
so no,
then?
is the answer to your question.
Right. So why is it that professional photographers disagree with you?
I don't think they would, Craig.
Well, Dave McKeegan, who's a professional photographer, disagrees with you.
30 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Aren't they meant to be light years? Aren't they meant to be light years away? So aren't we not even seeing them? Aren't we just seeing an image?
Planets aren't light years away, no.
No.
The stars are light years away. Like the closest star to us, Proxima Centauri, is about 4.1 light years away, which means the light we see from it left 4 years ago. Jupiter's about, I think, 8 light minutes away. So the light we see from Jupiter is about 8 minutes away. I'm not sure.
Okay, no. That is right. What you when I was looking through it, I believe it or not, 8 minutes did come up, but I thought for some reason it was light years. I got a bit confused, but yeah, I stand corrected.
Surprise.
So anyway, like that's never going to make sense to me that you're seeing something that's like not there. You're seeing
light travels
8 minutes behind.
Right? Light travels. It's not just instant.
Right. So
right, and it travels 180,000 miles per second.
Craig,
right?
Look, come on, please just admit the moon should have right. When you look at a picture of the moon, whether it be NASA or an amateur photographer, does the moon look like it's reflecting?
Yes.
Does it look like it's giving light?
That's how you see it.
So
you see the moon because it is giving light.
Thank you.
The
moon.
You
for being honest. Thank
anything that you see, has reflected light. That's how seeing works.
Okay, Craig. So if we look at this image you've got on the screen here, which is far away, yeah, and it looks like the light's shining out of it. Is that fair to say?
No, it doesn't look like light's shining out of it. It looks like light's reflecting off of it.
Okay, coming out of it, reflecting off it, whatever vocabulary you want to attach to it.
Well, they're different things, but yeah.
Okay, so if your peoples are on the moon with their camera, and we can see this much light, like coming off the moon, for want of a better words, surely when your people are on with their camera, they should be blinded by the light.
No, the maths says not.
Right.
Again, you do the maths, and it will show you how much light they. If you do the maths, it will show you how much light the astronauts on the moon would have been receiving whilst they were standing on the moon, and it is not that much.
But yet we can see some reflection or some light, for want of a better word.
1 second, my stream is fucking freaking out.
Point.
Come on,
Mic
YouTube.
check.
No, I can hear you. There we go. Sorry. Right.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is, are we good to go?
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is, if we can see this much light reflection, for want of a better word, coming off the moon 250,000 miles away from whatever this was taken from, whatever equipment this was taken from, your people that were on the moon with a camera, and we can see this much light, but yet we don't see nothing from the pictures we've got from your peoples on the moon.
Yes, we do. We see the ground because it's reflecting light.
Does it look like the image we're looking at now?
Yes, but they're up close. Only seeing a small portion of the reflected. They are only seeing a small portion of the reflected light. They are not seeing the light from the entire moon. They are seeing the light from a tiny portion, which is less than the entire moon. Do the maths. The maths shows it's no issue.
Right, no, but how are you doing the maths for the width of that left to right of the camera?
Well, let's just assume that the camera can see 10 miles squared.
No, but the pictures that from Apollo 11 or the video I was presenting shows the back of the moon and then the blackness. So, like, you're seeing quite a bit of the moon, but you're not seeing no reflection.
Yes, you are. That's how you see the moon, because it's reflecting light.
Oh my god!
Oh my fucking lord! What aren't you getting?
I'm saying I'm seeing. I can see like that image you just presented. I can see some like I don't know what the word is, like a star.
Have you ever had a dream where
from the moon, yeah? But the pictures of Apollo 11, I can't see none of that. Not even less or more. But
you can see the ground. You can see the ground, yes?
Yes, but it's...
Therefore, the light's been reflected. Let's move on to your next point.
Craig, come on. Even
reflected light is how you see things.
Away, the size of the...
Dude, we're going around in circles. I have explained it to you. You do the maths. It shows how much light. Okay?
Right. Do you know what, Craig?
Before you continue this argument, with this argument, do the maths yourself.
I'm not going to...
Okay?
I'm going to do the maths myself.
I don't think you will.
I think I will. To the distance to the moon, if it's shining that much, how much would you say that's shining then, of that image you just showed us?
1% of ambient sunlight.
1%?
About that, yeah, that's what we see with the moon.
You are so stingy, Craig.
Well, that's what you... What do you mean I'm so stingy? Because I've just given you a figure.
Well, like, look up in the night sky.
Yeah, the moon is about 1% the reflectiveness of that. You realise that it's nighttime for a reason, because it's not as bright as the sun, right? Fucking
If it gets its light from the sun, allegedly from your model, without the sun, the moon wouldn't shine.
Exactly. But there's a reason why it's nighttime, because it's only 1% of the sunlight being reflected when it's a full moon. You know when you're looking at pictures of the Earth from the moon, that's because the Earth is reflecting light.
The Earth's reflecting light to what?
To the people at the moon looking at it. How do you think they see the Earth? Because it's reflecting light. You aren't getting this. This is how you see.
I'm trying to work it out as you're saying it, Craig. So, but then the moon's closer to the sun than the Earth. So surely, like, you cannot have it both ways.
I haven't got...
Craig,
Right. Do the maths. And do the maths, and you will realise that it's a fucking dumb argument.
I mean, you should see something. What I'm
you
saying
do. You see the moon. You see the moon because it's reflecting light.
But do you see it sparkling like the image you just showed? No.
No, because they're up close on a tiny part of it, not the entire thing. Right. Okay. So anyway.
Okay.
You don't understand how light works. That's fine. What was your next point?
Oh, right. Okay, Craig. Yeah, like we'll just get this over with. My next point is
bong.
Right. My next point is, how come this is taught earth-wide and is in everything you look at? Like, what I'm basically trying to say is,
what taught?
If it's the truth, and we live on a ball, and all your maths is right and everything's right, why have you got to ram it down everyone's throat so much? Why has it got to be on Paramount Pictures? Why has it got to be on Disney? Why has it got to be on this? Why has it got to be on school things, bus posters? Like, surely...
Because Earth science is fun.
Alone.
Earth science is interesting. You learn things in school that are true. And a lot of science includes learning about the Earth and the Earth's shape and stuff like that. Plus, you know, space is cool. Dude, this is the fucking dumbest argument against the globe Earth. Well, they put it everywhere. The globe is cool. I'd put it everywhere. Look at the fucking background that I made. It's fucking cool.
Well, the glowy thing looks cool. If you want to,
look at the whole thing. Look at it. Look how fucking cool this is. It's awesome.
Well,
You even got Earth with its little moon there. Look, third from the sun. Look how cool that fucking is.
Look,
oh
Craig,
shit! Did I forget to make?
Saturn looks like. It's not what Saturn looks like.
According to the actual astrophotography done on Earth, that's what Saturn looks like.
Well, not to anyone that's got a camera like a P900 or P.
Well, yeah, because again, that's the wrong tool for the fucking job. Use the right tool for the right job.
But can you see it through it? And
yes, you can. You can, and if you do it right, you see it. Seriously, just go and Google proper in-focus images. In fact, there's a video. There's a video of someone with a P900 focusing on the planets.
You can't rely on Google all your life, brother. You've got.
All right, use Firefox. Use ChatGPT. It's a search engine. Just search the internet yourself for these things.
That's the point I'm trying to make. There's no third party to check any of this with. Every university, polytechnic,
what do you mean there's no third party? Every fucking thing, everyone agrees that means everybody is a third party.
No, like if I have got cancer, hepatitis, HIV, leukemia, there's holistic therapy I can take, like the Chinese people use, like black folk use. Dr. Sabi, that's a third party that you can hit you. I know. Sorry, I'm stressing you out, Craig. I don't mean to, man. Like I'm just saying. Don't you think it's a bit odd the way it's just rammed down everyone's throat and there's no one else you can go to? No.
What do you mean no one else you can go to? Everybody that you can go to. That means
but they all say the same thing.
Yeah, because it's true.
They all...
You not knowing that it's true doesn't mean everyone else has to stop thinking it's true. Mr. Funny Names, I appreciate the super chat, but no, we're going to arrange our own debate, bud.
Yeah, like, I don't know what else to say, Craig. Like, yeah, you know...
Well, I thought you had evidence that the Earth was flat.
I know it's not a globe. I've never seen a curve.
How do you know it's not a globe?
Ever. Because I've never seen a curve.
Well, you've seen a horizon, right?
Yeah, but you just said horizon is you just hang on. You said horizons is two things like that, and the level.
No, that's horizontal. That's not horizon. They're different words, dude. Horizon.
Okay, but
do you know what horizon is?
No.
Holy fuck.
Well, when the sun comes up, like.
Sorry. Before you move on. You don't know what a horizon is?
No.
So when you look out to sea, right, and there's that line that the ships will disappear over. That's the horizon. It's the apparent line. No. That's what it's called. It's called the horizon. No. Did you not know
I know
this?
It's called. Yes, I know it's called an horizon. I would just call that. Perspective where it like the lamp post
it doesn't matter what you would call it, it's actually called the horizon. That's its name. Even flat earthers agree that it is called the horizon.
Okay, horizon. All right, I've got a bit confused. Horizon, horizontal, a flat line. You just described it as a flat line. You just said
horizon and horizontal are different words.
They're different words. But you just said that that's the line that the curve goes over. So you're saying that's the flat bit and then the curve's over the flat bit. Okay,
so the horizon, and this may be words that you don't understand, but I'm going to try with you, all right? The horizon is an equidistant circle around you because It is a cross-section of the globe. Which of those words did you understand?
Neither.
Holy fuck.
Well, I get the cross-section of the globe. I get the cross-section bit. I get that bit. Like, that's as far as your eye can see. And then you were saying.
Right.
Have another smoke on your smoke if you need to.
So, the reason why there's that line, right, is because it's a circle all around you the same distance, which, according to perspective, would make it look like a flat line 360 degrees around you. But when you rise in altitude and you keep looking at that horizon, what happens? Remember what happens? Because
it rises to your eye level.
No, it doesn't rise to eye level. That's false. What happens when you rise above the horizon is it stops being flat and becomes a curve.
But I've never seen that. And I've been on many of aeroplanes.
Planes don't go as high as this high altitude weather balloon.
But it doesn't look curved.
This is in space. What do you mean it doesn't look curved? Look at the curve on the screen.
There's a gold line, a blue line,
they are strings. Those lines are the gold and the blue line. The straight ones are strings that are in front of the camera to show you that it is straight, right? And that in between, what you see is the horizon of the Earth with the curved atmosphere above it.
Well, where's the Earth then?
That is the. Oh my God!
Well, you've got the clouds, or
that's the atmosphere.
Like, no, I'm talking about the bits that look like land or clouds beneath the blue line.
Yeah, it's just high contrast. If you just look at the actual video, it's actually a lot lower contrast than this. I just did that to make it.
I know, you have explained that before, but Craig, you are fucking reaching here a bit, bro.
What do you mean that's what we expect to see? That is the prediction. That is what we would expect to have there at this height. That matches the predictions of the globe. Okay?
It doesn't even look curved. It doesn't.
What do you mean it doesn't look curved? You can see.
But it looks. It's a bitty curved.
And that's because the Earth's really big. The Earth is really big.
Banana's more curved than that.
Right. So this is a small field of view. If you went higher up, it would look even more curved.
Well, get higher up then.
They can't go higher up. Right, hold on. I'll show you what happens when they go higher up. Just give me 1 second.
What about your people that went to the moon? They didn't think to take a photo?
Oh, the people who went to the moon took lots of photos. I've shown you those. Right, but anyway.
No, you didn't. You showed me one rusty old photo from 1974.
Right, give me 1 second, right, and I will bring this up for you, and we'll actually have a look at this together. No, wrong one. I couldn't do that. Okay, so this is the video that screen capture is actually from.
Well, that looks pretty official.
Well, yeah. So right, let's go back to the beginning so you can actually see what it is. Right. So this is Mr. Sensible, a good friend of mine. All right, and
he looks like a football hooligan, Craig.
He's actually an amazing man. Right, so he's
not a Millwall.
He did this project called MAGE, Mission Above Globe Earth, right? Where he got a professional level weather balloon and attached some cameras to it, right? And let's show you the setup that he's got, okay? So this is what was sent up, okay? And let me make it bigger so you can actually see. Right.
Jeez,
so you see the white tube pointing towards those strings?
Did he work for Blue Peter? Was he on a low budget? What's going on here? This is some.
Yeah, he was on a relatively low budget, right? But this has three cameras in, right? This is a payload that they sent up with the weather balloon, and this has 3 cameras in. The camera at the front, right, with the white tube looking at the strings, is the main camera that we're focusing on. That's a non-curving lens, all right? Then it has 2 other cameras. One's looking behind and above that are both fisheye. But the one looking forward is not fisheye, right? Here they are, launching it up. Off it goes, right?
You know, kudos to the man for actually getting off his arse and doing something. Like, I think we could all take a leaf out of this man's book and do
Right, so anyway,
some more experiments.
Launches it off, up it goes, right? And then, so here's the 3 cameras. You got the camera at the front, which you can see looking through the 2 strings, and you got the two other cameras. One at the top left, looking up at the balloon, and one at the back, just for the view, right? And as you can see, it's non-fisheye, non-curving, and it goes up. And it goes up, and it goes up. And as you can see, that balloon's getting bigger until it gets to, let me see, here. Let's play it from just here.
Great.
Watch what happens. Oh, look at that. That's why you can't make it go higher, because the balloon bursts once the pressure is low enough that it expands too much and explodes. Obviously, just before that is where they got the good screenshot. And there's a really cool part I want to show you. Right? So, where was the actual...
You're just showing off now, Craig.
So, here we go. So, this is the screenshot that I showed you. Right? But obviously, I've changed the contrast. Right? And as you can see, here we go. They've drawn that curve that they've put on top of it is the predictions. What you would expect to see at this height. And as you can see, the curve matches the predictions.
Well, lo and behold.
That's what science is. You make a prediction and you test it. And they predicted you would see that curve at this height, and they did. But look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at this when the balloon's popping. Isn't that cool?
It's very cool. But what would be cooler is... I think you're going to be in a bit of hot water with the lads that talk about the enclosed atmosphere and all, you know.
Oh yeah, they deny this.
Right. Well, you know, you have to take that up with them. Like I
have done many times.
My pay grade. Yeah. Well, stop showing off, Craig. Right. Just because you know all the long words and you know.
Which long words did I use there? Sorry, which word did I use there that confused you?
You didn't. I'm referring to other conversations you've had with other people about containment and gas and all that and atmosphere that I know nothing about. What I am a bit confused about is, couldn't you have just showed a fisheye lens and a normal lens, or even done 2 balloons?
Again, that camera has a fisheye lens and a normal lens. That camera has both those. That video has both those. That's why I showed you.
Well, can you show me again on that video where the image of it's not a fisheye lens, please?
The one I showed you was not a fisheye lens.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know if it is or isn't. I know nothing about it.
It's not. The camera specifications are, you look in the description of this video, it's got the camera specifications. This is taken with a non-fisheye lens. But then, if we look at...
Craig. It's what I've asked you.
So the one at the top there is the fisheye.
Does the mathematics of the curvature of the Earth, like, I know it's not 8 inches per mile squared. I know that's just the start of the calculation and there's more to it. I'm just asking you, honourably, does it all marry up?
Yeah,
you don't even have to answer it.
Yes, I've checked. It works.
Does.
Yeah, I've checked.
Okay, well,
I've checked on several oceans in the Earth that it works.
What works?
The calculations of the distances and the curve of Earth. I've checked that they work in several oceans.
No, but like that image you had from left to right, the distance of that. How do you know? Like that's like it didn't look much of a curve to me. Come on,
it's the amount of curve that you would expect to see at that height.
Okay, but I'm just saying, does it marry up with the maths? Because
yes, 100%. I showed you the predictions of the maths. It works. I just showed you it matching the maths.
Well, I'm not in a position to disagree with you because I don't know. I'm not good. I don't lie. It's not my style to do that. So yeah, all right. I don't know what else to say, Craig. Like, thanks for letting me come on. Thanks for schooling me into some words I didn't know. The horizon and horizontal. Two things I've learnt tonight. I appreciate that.
The Earth's not flat, buddy. It's not flat. Have you figured out what the UK is yet?
Well, what you meant about England? And
yeah. So, could you just tell me what the UK is?
I can go anywhere.
Oh, sorry, you're breaking up there.
What the UK is?
Yeah. Tell me what the UK is. Well, just describe it to me. What is the United Kingdom? Well, obviously you think it's a shithole, but how would you describe the United Kingdom? Like, what does it contain?
Ghetto after ghetto after ghetto after ghetto.
Like countries. What countries are in the United Kingdom?
Countries. Country. It's a country like Britain, Wales, or countries like
Wales is part of Britain.
Okay, all right.
Britain isn't a country. No.
Well, then counties. I know counties. I know what counties are.
Yeah, counties are a part of. They're part of countries. You know, but what countries are in the United Kingdom?
What countries are in the United Kingdom?
The place you live.
My friends are definitely not going to know this. There's no audience to ask. I'm all out of lifelines. Ireland.
Which part of Ireland?
Wouldn't that be a better question?
What parts of the UK have I been to? I've been to all parts of the UK.
Every single part.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
I've been to every. I've been to every country in the United Kingdom.
Okay, all right. If that's what you're claiming, that's if you want to claim that.
Okay.
I mean,
so it's called the United Kingdom. Right. So it's called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Okay, Northern Ireland is one part of it, and Great Britain is the other. Great Britain consists of Scotland, Wales, and England. So the countries in the United Kingdom are Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales. No, you weren't. You weren't close. Like at all.
All right,
dude.
all right. I wasn't that close. Look, I would just say Liverpool, Birmingham, Luton, London.
No, they're cities.
Southeast Coast.
They're cities, not countries.
But I've been to, Craig, I really do get about, and I've literally been to and just continue on. So, like south, east, west. Even North London, I'll go to a little bit. Then
that's still in England. That's still just one country.
Yeah, but the thing is, Craig, like you say, you've been to every country.
Every country in the United Kingdom, yes.
Like, all right, we'll even break it down. It's really not a competition, but like postcodes, I've probably been through a few more than you've.
Yeah, postcodes they're still not countries, buddy.
No, but they people do take that stuff seriously. So yeah.
Do you really not know what a country is?
I don't really need to. I just need to know. Look, I'm invited to this place.
How old are you?
This place, we're driving here, there. Old enough to.
Seriously, how old are you?
I'm not going to tell you, Craig, because you're fishing for information.
No, I'm 40.
All you want.
I'm 40. You know how old I am? No. I'm just wondering. I mean, based on how you look, I'd say about 65, maybe?
Yeah, that'll do. I'll claim 65.
So how can you be 65 and not know what a country is?
Because I've lived in my own bubble since, like, a teenager. I ain't had the same upbringing as other people. I've just had to get on with it and do my own thing. Let's
play a little game, right, called Country or City. All right.
Right, can I just pause to go to the toilet quickly? Just really quickly,
go ahead. Pause. Go to the toilet, and then we'll play a little game called Country or City. Is this happening? Is this for real? Like, woo! Jiffy Jiffold gifted 10 memberships. You said no money for me. Bad Jiffy. OG Yeti for $2 says we've been over this. Jiff, you can just talk to him in the chat. You don't need to super chat. Danny Turner £2 says Jiffy, you said yes to super shats, not super prats. No, again, I just want the super cats, please. I'd appreciate that. Jawzen 199. They deleted the message. Well, Jay Birdmax did, but that was their third super chat, so thank you. Oh, Neve Palpatine for $5 says, welcome back to the channel. Does the stupidity what MC Toon did to the moon landing denier last week? What a systematic dismantling. Whew. Right, facts.
Well, look, Craig.
Hello.
Brother, talk to me.
Right. Quick game, right?
Oh, you hate it, don't you? You don't even want to. Like, your skin crawled when I said that word. We're going to have to work this out, Craig. Whether it's flat or round. We'll play country and whatever you say. No, that's a country.
Well done. All right. Now, Birmingham.
That's a city.
Okay. Wales.
That's one of them big places. Like a country. Do you mind to have a beer?
Are you sure? Is country for Wales your final answer?
Oh, didn't you just tell me a minute ago it's something else? It's not part of the UK.
No, it's a country. Wales is a country in the United Kingdom. Oh my fucking god!
Thank you. I appreciate your help, Craig. Man, see now we're getting. Oh, come on,
right,
see you
right.
You're not as bad. You see, you're not that guy, Craig. You're actually like you can be all right. You don't have to.
I'm all right. I'm just wowzers.
Yeah, I know. Look, Craig. Imagine it's like my friend. Yeah, he can't help what he was born into, and I can't help what I was born into, and never the paths shall cross. Don't mean either of us is any better or less than other. And I really do love my friend to pieces, and he loves me to pieces. And no gay homo shit. Like we're just chalk and cheese. Like he's like you. I swear to God, you and him talk about like a house on fire. But like,
okay. Oh,
he's still my friend, and I won't ever drop him out. But anyway, come on, let's play your game.
Well, Toronto.
It's got you muted a bit then. Oh, that's a city. That's Toronto's in Canada, man. Toronto and Vancouver, they're naughty little areas.
Right. So you do know the difference between a country and a city, then? But you don't know what countries are in the United... Jesus Christ.
I know Chicago's the murder capital of the world. I know not to go to East London, in Plaistow, Hackney, East Ham. I also know not to go to North Breezy, West London. I know to go to certain places in South London. I know Birmingham. I know Liverpool. I even know Scotland, the Gorbals. I know all the places to go and not to go. I don't know whether they're cities or countries. I just know I'm okay to go through these places, and that's all right.
Right, okay. So, back to Flat Earth. Now, you started to talk about Earth rotating. Okay?
Yeah. And the planets. Like, I want to know about... Hang on, Craig. I want to know about when I looked at the thing, the Saturn thing. It didn't look like it was spinning around to me.
Well, it's because it's spinning really slowly, just like the Earth.
All right, can you please try and explain that? That if something's going 1,000 miles an hour, just because it's really big, how does that make it go slower? Please.
Right. The entire Earth. Look, right, here we go. Yeah. This is the Earth. And I'm going to spin it.
I'm looking.
I'm going to spin it the same speed as the actual Earth. Are you ready? I'm doing it. Okay. 15 degrees per hour, right? That's how... And here's the thing, right? In space, when you look at the Earth, it's really fucking big, right? But the whole thing is moving at 15 degrees per hour, right? But because the Earth is so big, in 1 hour, this part of the Earth will move 1,000 miles, right? But that 1,000 miles an hour is only the equator. At the North Pole, it's 0 miles an hour because you have no tangential speed. It's like, right, so imagine a record, okay? In the middle, to go round, you have to go a smaller distance than to go the outside. So even though the entire thing is spinning the same speed, the outside is moving faster than the inside, right?
Well, we call that pulling up on the disc, where you just hold the spindle, or you lick your finger and you manipulate it. Yes,
no, again, right? You missed what I said there. So you've got a spinning, disc, right? The inside of that spinning disc near the middle has to travel a smaller distance to do a circle than the outside. So even though the entire thing is rotating at the same speed, the outside of the disc is moving faster than the inside of the disc because it has to cover a larger distance in the same amount of time. It's a difference between tangential and angular velocities. And it's the same on Earth.
Why in your model do you say it's spinning at 1,300 miles per hour?
We don't say that. That's what flat earthers say. The surface of the equator is moving tangentially at 1,038 miles an hour. But the entire Earth is rotating at... In fact, you know what? Let's let a flat earther tell you how fast the Earth is rotating. Are you ready?
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift.
How much, Bob?
A 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob. So
that's
15
the guy
degrees.
that I played the video. That was him.
Well, no, it wouldn't have been him because he's dead.
Well, that's the video I presented and he was in it.
Yeah, they probably would have played his video, but Bob died last year. Rest in peace, Bob.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's a shame.
But yeah, so the Earth rotates at 15 degrees per hour, which is this fast.
Oh man, he's not with us anymore. Yeah, but so Craig, then why do you let people believe that? Why don't you be kind and say to them, you've misunderstood
do correct
that?
them. I do all of the time. That is what literally 40% of my arguments with flat earthers are about.
But you do it in this Craig way where you be like mean and condescending and sort of a little bit
only
rude.
if they're a twat. If they're a twat, then I treat them like a twat. If they're decent, then I'll treat them decent. It's my rule, man. Everyone knows my fucking rule. I don't decide how it goes.
To be fair, like I thought you could have really showed me, you've actually been a gentleman and honourable during this. I can't deny it. All right, you smirked and laughed, and that's fine. But like, you could have really made me look a fool, and you didn't. So thank you.
No worries. I didn't need to make you look a fool. No.
I still think this moon thing's you've got to at least.
We've been through that. I've debunked it, dude. Do the
I
maths.
know. But there's come on. You should see something reflecting off the surface of them photos of the Apollo 11.
You see the moon because the light's reflecting off of the surface. That's how that works, bud.
No, you see the moon, but you don't see any reflection of. I didn't see any reflection.
But that's how you see the moon, because it is reflecting light.
Just saw it
You wouldn't see the moon if it wasn't
it's
reflecting
not reflecting
light.
much light, is it? It's not bloody. It's not doing much, is it? It's about.
Well,
as
it's
much as
reflecting
a
about
fucking
1%
astronaut.
of ambient sunlight. That's what it does because it's, a big rock in space. It's not a mirror. All right, I'm sorry about the buffering, guys. I am gonna. I think it might be something to do with the bypass of my router that I'm using. I'm gonna try and sort this out. I do apologise. We'll carry on. Right. Sorry. What were you saying?
What I was going to say was, would you consider, not that me and Durf are no friends or anything, but would you consider, like, his experiment of going in a plane with all the gyroscopes, would you consider that a scientific experiment?
Well, that's been done.
Evidence?
Every plane has 3 gyroscopes on it. It's done.
Oh, fucking hell, Craig. There's no flies on you. They'd be paying fucking rent, wouldn't they?
You do know...
Off at landing.
Sorry, say that again?
Yeah, I know it echoed then. I shouted a bit. Do we agree that planes fly on autopilot apart from when they take off and land?
Not always, no. I mean, if there's turbulence, they would probably not have autopilot. General corrections and stuff aren't necessary. Autopilot's used when they can.
The majority of the time, unless there's an emergency, they'd be on autopilot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Why?
It doesn't really matter. Okay, my point is
those
this.
autopilots use the globe, by the way.
Can you hold your little globe thing up again, the tennis ball or that earth thing, that round thing, please? Please, Craig.
That was the moon.
The moon. All right, hold the moon up. All right, yeah, the earthy looking one. It doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
Right, if you take off from
Trek.
point A and if you take off from point A, which would be on the top of the earth, yeah, where that little thing is at the top, yeah, there.
That's the Star Trek Delta.
Okay, Star Trek Delta, and you want to fly down to like the side of it. If you want to fly as you're looking at it from left to right, it doesn't really matter. Wouldn't you have to adjust the nozzle of the plane, or would it at some point fly off to space?
Planes can't fly into space. So, planes work because their wings create lift against the atmosphere, right? So, once the plane is in the air and you've got the engines pushing it, right? So you match, you balance all the forces. So you got the force of thrust from the engine, you got the force of lift from the wings, you got the force of gravity pulling you down, you got the force of air friction and drag, right? What you got to do is balance all these forces.
It's not buffering my end. It's not
It's
anymore.
just buffering to YouTube, and I don't know why. It's fucking annoying me now, right?
Just be cool.
Right. Anyway, stop. Okay, so as you can see, not only is the Earth curved, but the atmosphere above it is curved. Okay, that means that there's a gradient of pressure that also curves. So once the plane has all its forces balanced and it's in autopilot, it will automatically follow the curve of the Earth because it just has to balance the forces to the pressure of the air around it. The pressure follows the curve of the Earth as well. A plane couldn't go into space because there would be no atmosphere underneath it to lift the wings.
Man, it's like you've got all the answers worked out. It's like, but
I've done this hundreds of times.
But the engines are pushing the plane that way. I get what my brother used to play on his computer, and like the wings lift up, or the tips, or whatever they're called, and that would adjust that, and the drag and the allegedly gravity pulling it down. But surely it's got to follow the shape of the Earth. If you're coming from the top of the Earth to going down to where there must be, I don't know where all the continents are, but there must be a flight route that goes from the top of the Earth or that follows the curvature of the Earth. How does that work then?
Again, I've literally just explained it to you. The atmosphere follows the curvature of the Earth. So does the pressure gradient that follows the curve of the Earth.
Plane.
Say that again?
So the atmosphere's...
Sorry, you're breaking up, dude. Say that again.
Low network. Yeah, no, it said low network bandwidth. So basically, the atmosphere's helping to fly the plane.
Yeah, that's one of you have to balance the forces with the pressure of the atmosphere around you. The atmosphere creates the lift on the wings as the jet engines are pushing the plane into that atmosphere. It creates a force underneath the wings. So the wings are shaped in a certain way, which makes less air go on top and more air go underneath, creating a greater pressure underneath the wing than above it, which creates lift.
So, but what stops it? So then the atmosphere thinning out stops it flying off into space.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Right, guys watching, I am very sorry about the buffering. I don't even know what's happening because my speed is actually fine. Right. My internet's working fine. I'm staying connected to this guy. The only issue seems to be between my PC and fucking YouTube, and I don't know why. And I am so sorry.
Craig, chill, man. It's all right. Like, it's only a little that doesn't feel right in life. That, like, flat Earth seems like a safe haven, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's just because you don't understand stuff, bud. To be fair.
No. What I'm saying is like, we've all got to go to school. We basically get told like how to dress, how to think, what to drive, what to eat. We don't even get a choice. We literally
I choose
every
whatever
avatar,
I want. I eat what I
what?
want. I wear what I want.
No, you don't. You just get to choose from. No, you just get to choose from what they've selected for you. So
I grow
Gap,
a bunch of food
Stone
myself.
Island, Armani. Don't matter what if it's designer or non-designer. Primark, Walmart for people in America, or whatever Canada stores have got.
So we wear clothes that people make, and
yes,
yeah,
but
that's why people make clothes so that we can wear them. That's kind of the point.
Right, but no, the point I'm trying to make is like they've taken everything away from us, that we've got no individuality whatsoever at all.
I feel like I'm quite individual. No one's like me that I know of.
All right,
maybe you're a sheep. That's kind of your problem.
Look, I actually think you're I'm like people are going to hate. I don't care what people like. I'm way past all that. I think you're a pretty okay guy. Like, yeah, like we all have our moments where we like go a bit too much online or don't do enough, or we sort of like exaggerate things that or like and I get all that because I've been that guy. So, but what I'm saying is, Craig, it don't feel right. Like none of this feels okay. Like what are we leaving as a legacy for our children? We're putting so much trust in governments and authority, right? That if they collapse, what have we like? So, for example, the price of a house. The materials to build a house are probably no more than 20,000 euros, dollars, sterling, cheddar, whatever you want to put it to. But to buy that house is going to be 500,000, 300,000. And then if they collapse, the government that make all the rules and things and authority, what I'm saying is we're just giving these people too much trust. The same way with the universities, like Yale, MIT, Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, like Eton, like what I'm saying is, who taught the teachers?
The trainers. The teachers go to college to learn how to be teachers. It's kind of how it... Like, that was a lovely bunch of words that you said that is completely irrelevant to the fact the Earth's a globe in space that rotates.
It is. I'm just trying to talk to you as a human being and saying, like, I'm not happy with my lot. Like,
well, that's kind of a you problem. Even though I spend my life in agony, I am in abject agony every second of my life. But I'm still happy with my life.
Craig.
I like my life.
I've got the same injury. Yeah, but I've got the same injury as you on my leg. I've got emphysema. I've got other things wrong with me as well. It doesn't affect my life. Like, it's like, just like, that's your body. Like, you've been, this is right. Thank you. Now you've just proved my point. You've been told that because you're hurting and you're in agony, that's a bad thing. It's
well, it is fucking bad. I don't like it.
No, yeah, because it's like this. It's like if you go like the video I play on my channel sometimes of sunburn or your sun kissed. The words have vibrations to them. So if you keep telling yourself,
skin cancer's a thing,
agony, that's
dude.
what you're.
But I am in agony.
Man,
I am in abject agony. I wake up in agony. I go to sleep in agony. What the fuck are you on about?
Just embrace it and just say, look.
Embrace it. Yeah, lovely. I love living in pain every second of my life. It's fantastic. I'm just going to fucking embrace that. No, that's dumb. I want it to stop.
So do I, but it won't. So you have to embrace it and be a big boy about it and try and change up.
I'm going to remove my leg and get a prosthetic so that I can go running again.
Craig, that's insane.
Why is it insane? I want to go and run again. I loved running. It was one of my great joys in life, going out for a fucking run. And I can't do that now, and I want to. So I'm going to have my leg cut off, I'm going to have a robotic leg put on, and I'm going to fucking go and run again.
No, you're not. You're going to get two fucking decent friends that are going to say, do you know what, Craig, I've got you. We're going to link arms and we're going to run together. And if you need to fucking walk,
they're going to run with me, but I'm still going to have my fucking robotic leg so that I can run.
No, you're not.
In my life, I will run another marathon. I will. It's going to happen.
You know who Casey Neistat is?
No.
He's one of the biggest YouTubers, and he had the first HBO series of reality TV called I forgot what it was called. It was like the first Big Brother, but it was anyway.
Do you have ADHD?
He's got the same leg injury as we've got in my fibula and tibia. I'll show you. Like, Craig, my leg is mashed to pieces. It is literally.
Right, well, I don't. Yeah, well, tell you what, you've accepted that. I am not accepting mine.
Yeah, but Craig, like, so's Casey Neistat got the same injury, and he runs, I run.
But I literally can't run. If I try to run, my leg will break. No, I physically can't. There is pins holding my leg together. I do not have meniscus between. I don't have shock absorbers in my knee. I do not have a patella ligament connecting that. I do not have the fucking tendons connecting the top of my knee to the bottom of my bones. I cannot run.
I want them to see the fucking bones and the screws in all my leg. Yeah, it's in the fibula and tibia. You just have to get on with it. If you accept it, that's going to be your lot, and you will have a prosthetic leg, and that's the end of it, Craig. You really think you're going to run with a prosthetic leg?
Yes. Fuck yes.
No.
I'm going to make sure I fucking can.
And what do you think that's going to do to your knee?
Well, I won't have a knee anymore. That's the point.
No,
it will be gone.
Or lump or thing.
Well, that's why prosthetics are designed to support that. Do you think no one's ever ran a fucking marathon with a prosthetic before?
I'm not. Of course they have. But what I'm saying is, can't you just use that as a last resort?
Why would I?
Can't you just?
I want to run another marathon. I want to. That is something I want to do, and I do not accept the fact that my body is refusing me to allow to do that. So I will get it fixed, and I will run another fucking marathon because I want to.
It ain't your body, it's your mind.
It is my body. It's my body, and I'm going to fix it. That's why I've spent the last fucking year and a bit at the gym 5 days a week trying to get as strong as I can to be able to deal with having my leg removed. All right, I kind of fucked up and broke my other leg. But, that's going to get fixed, and then I'm going to get this one fixed. I broke one of my toes, but I was like, how long was you on crutches for when you done your leg? I'm still on crutches at the moment most of the time. So because both my legs are fucked. Right, let me show you. Right, let me show you. Right, this is my legs. All right. This one.
See now.
All right, this one is like literally. I can't even bend this and this one has a really tight support on. Both my legs are completely and utterly fucked. right?
Yeah, but what are you doing with all that shit on your legs? You're doing their bullshit.
Well, I have this so that my leg can try and repair itself slightly.
Right, how long ago was your accident? Mine was 15 years ago.
Well, my original one on my left leg was about 15 years ago. The one on my right leg is within the past year, right? And I have this on my right leg to stop it bending and damaging it more, because I have torn my meniscus and my patellar ligament on my right leg. So this specifically is that right. It's got a thing on it on the side here, which you can set at a particular angle, and this stops my leg bending any more than it needs to at the moment, right? And I have to wear this until I get surgery on this leg.
Craig, right? Do you know, right? When the 18 months I was on crutches for, I was homeless, in and out of places that no one wants to go to, having to like hold my own, just get, you know.
Okay,
like,
cool story, bro. Do you want a fucking medal?
I had to go through. No, what I'm trying to say to you is, the ligaments and that, yeah, they take a long time to heal, probably longer than bone. But the one that was done 15 years ago, take all that shit off and just walk on it. No,
you don't understand. The one from 15 years ago, there is no ligament. I do not have meniscus in this knee. It is gone. No, it doesn't. The meniscus doesn't just grow back. It is gone. There is no meniscus in my left leg. It is held together with pins.
So what do you think mine's held together by?
I don't know, fucking fairy parts for all I fucking know. Dude, what is this conversation has been fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world, Craig. We have to work this out. Like me, you, Jaren, all of them.
I worked it out, dude. I've done it. I've done the work. The Earth's not flat. It rotates. I've measured it.
It doesn't. Okay, great. It still doesn't change the fact that we're all getting screwed over. You're not exactly fucking winning. I'm not winning.
I know. I feel like I'm winning.
No one's happy. No one's fucking happy, Craig.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy. I've been married for been married for over 17 years. I've got 2 amazing kids. I'm happy with where I live. I'm doing all right. I'm happy with my life. Yeah. Would I like an extra £1 million to make my life even better? Sure, but you're unhappy if you choose to be. All right. I don't want to be unhappy, so I'm fucking not.
Look. Right, you're unhappy that you want to remove your fucking leg. Like, that's insanity.
That's nothing to do with happiness. That's to do with a goal. Right? I have a target in mind. My target is to be able to have mobility again. When I retire with my wife, I want to be able to go and do things with her that will not require her to push me around in a wheelchair. So I have a target and a goal to make myself better, and I will.
This is how much the flat and Earth and globe Earth means to me, yeah? If you don't get your leg cut off and you just do you and train and take all that shit from the hospital off, still take the pain relief and whatnot, but just if that doesn't work, then go get your operation and get it all done.
What the fuck are you on about, dude? My leg doesn't work.
I don't care. Yeah. It does, because you're not trying.
I have tried. I've tried for fucking 15 years. Oh my god.
So how come it worked for me and Casey Neistat and not you then?
Well, I guess my injury's worse than yours. I don't fucking know.
Craig, I took 2 in the leg and was run over by a motorbike. I doubt it was worse. I had 137 fractures and an inch off each fibula and tibia.
Cool story, bro. My knee's fucked. I do not have the ligaments that is required for my knee to work. It is held together with pins.
I've got all the paperwork. This happened in Spain.
Cool. Brilliant. Wonderful. Your leg works. Mine doesn't. I don't want 40% mobility. I want all of my mobility. The only way that can happen is if this leg gets to fuck.
No, it isn't. The only way it can happen is if Craig says, I love you, leg. I ain't leaving you, leg.
I hate this leg. This leg is going. This leg is leaving. And I will have a better leg. I will have a much stronger leg made by some space agency.
And you know what? I can't even touch my leg, and I'm embarrassed to say that. Like I should, I do try and touch it and love it and say, look, like it just feels different with all this steel and bolts in it, and it's clunky and it's hot in the summer and
Guys,
cold
is this conversation
in the winter.
actually happening?
Yeah, it's called.
Is he just telling me to tell my leg that I love it and it will get better?
Yes. Yeah,
Like-
it's out there, but give it a go. What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose?
My leg.
What have you got to lose?
My leg.
No, you. But
Dude, you don't understand. I've accepted what is happening. Right? I've accepted what is happening, and I have a goal moving forward. That is it.
Yeah, and your goal is to love your leg and say...
No. My goal is to get this leg to fuck, make everything else about me strong enough to deal with having a prosthetic. That is my goal.
I fucking love you to pieces right now. I do. Please don't do that to your leg. Just say
I don't know, Leonhardt. No, I am doing it. My leg is going. If I could cut it off myself, I would.
Man, you ain't in Figueroa and Kensington. Like,
I'd lie on a fucking train track with my leg and let a train take it if I could. I want this leg gone.
Jesus Christ, Craig.
It is a lost cause to me. You do not understand.
All right. Does it work a little bit?
10%, if that.
Okay. So it's what that duck says. His mum said to him, "You always moan at me, boy, that you don't want to do stuff. Look at that man over there. He can't do stuff. He's in a wheelchair. He can't get up. You can, Craig. I can. You've got.
Well, no, I can't. My wife has to literally push me around in a wheelchair sometimes. I literally can't walk.
You just on this army veteran thing, and you want to be like Rambo with the fucking beret with all these things.
Well, no, I would like mobility in my leg back, and that's not going to happen through wishes.
You'll be playing Russian roulette before the year's out. Like you lost your goddamn mind, Craig. I'm being serious. You've got to tell
No, you don't understand. I love my life, and that's why I want to remove my leg, so I can continue to enjoy my life.
No, Craig, it's not. That's not loving life. That
is loving life. I want to continue to love life. Right now, my leg impedes that.
I swear to God, right? If I was your personal trainer, I'd be the little brother you never had. I'd be like, "Come on, Craig, we're getting up. Don't even think about it."
Dude, I could bench press you. Don't be silly.
You what?
I could bench press you. Don't be silly.
I know you could, but like I wouldn't give up on you. That's what I'm saying. I'd say I'd
okay, and I'm not giving. What you don't understand is I'm not giving up on me.
AYE 9 to 5, all that square shit. I ain't been sick. I ain't had a cold. I ain't thought about killing myself. I like
right,
my
cool.
legs.
Yeah, neither have I. Neither have I. Anyway,
gone,
dude. Right.
You can't give up on yours, Craig. Please.
I'm not giving up.
Come on.
I am working and happy. I am doing the opposite of giving up.
Yeah, but you can't. You're going to look like the best definition of a one-legged bandit.
Cool. And?
Well, that ain't cool.
I think it's
want
pretty
all the
cool.
Little kids making jokes about you. Look at that man with a one leg.
No, they'd be like, "Oh, look at that awesome dude with the robot leg. That's so fucking cool."
No, you look like Captain Pugwash or the other one. Like,
dude, I'm not going to have a little wooden... Like, look at my walking stick alone, right? I don't have normal things. You think I have a prosthetic leg is going to look boring? No. Everyone's going to look at me and go, "That's a fucking awesome leg."
Craig, right, you actually think Elon Musk is going to tailor-make you a leg? Let the divine almighty creator that has already given you the most amazing leg you could ever be given in Earth.
But the one that the creator gave me doesn't work anymore.
Because you're not making it work.
No, I've tried. For 15 years, I've tried.
You ain't try a bit harder. I've got to try a bit harder.
Hello. 15 years of constant physio and working on it, and it has not worked. The doctors all agree it is fucked. There is nothing they can do to fix it. That is it.
Right.
It's done.
Hear the cry. The doctors told me I'd never work again. They said I need an operation to take the bolts out. I didn't even have enough time to do that, so I had the local anaesthetic. I was awake. They sheared the bolt off in my leg.
Cool story, bro. I don't really care. I'm still getting a prosthetic and it's irrelevant.
I've never been back to the hospital in 15 years. I can walk. Casey Neistat.
Maybe you should go back to the hospital and have them scan for a brain. What the actual fuck are you talking about? Magic doesn't exist. Wishing my leg back to fixation isn't going to happen.
No,
anyway,
I agree.
let's go back to rotation, because you keep, every time we start talking about rotation, you go off on the most ADHD tangent I have ever encountered.
Yeah, because I care, Craig. I do actually care, regardless of
I don't care that you care. Right, let's talk about the rotation of the Earth and the fact that it's been measured. If the Earth was flat and stationary, how is it possible to measure the rotation of the Earth?
Well, it seems that something's moving above us and we're stationary.
Well, no, I've measured the actual Earth rotating.
Or have you measured the stuff above us moving?
No, I measured the Earth rotating in a room that was closed, couldn't see the sky.
So, like, couldn't all this just be solved, Craig, with your peoples that have been to the moon, that could have left the camera up there in real time? And
yeah, okay, you're changing the subject again, back to rotation of the Earth. Try and focus. Let's try and focus on one thing at a time. We're talking about the rotation of the Earth and the fact that it has been measured.
Okay, explain how it's been measured with the stick and the sun angle.
Bob talked to you. Bob's already explained it to you once. Would you like me to get Bob to explain it to you again?
Well, Bob's not with us anymore, but we could watch one of Bob's
I've got
videos.
Bob here in spirit, and he can explain it to you. Do you want to hear Bob explain it once more?
Well, Craig, your word's good enough. You just quickly summarise it or paraphrase it.
I'd much prefer. I'll just let Bob do it.
If the Earth is spinning at one rotation every 24 hours, that means that every hour it has to turn 15 degrees. And if the gyroscope is mounted anywhere on Earth, it's going to drift. In today's 21st century navigation systems, they're using what's called a ring laser gyroscope. It is extremely precise. If we could simply get one of these ring laser gyroscopes, we would be able to prove once and for all that there is no rotation to the Earth. One of the people in the community actually purchased one for $20,000. But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift.
Bob, how much of a drift did you pick up? Just out of interest, Bob, how much was it?
A 15 degree per hour drift.
Thanks, Bob.
Craig, you're mocking the dead.
No, I'm not. I said thanks, Bob. Bob, I do not mock Bob. It's a very sad thing that Bob passed away. I even put a memorial video up on my channel. I'm not mocking Bob in any way. In fact, I thank Bob for his contributions to science.
I can just see the smirk on your face. You can't hide it from me, Craig. I know. I've only spoken.
Yes, because you are an expert in body language, aren't you? This is just how I look, dude. This is just my face.
No, Craig.
This is a happy face.
Craig. Well, let's have a happy ending. Like, no gay shit. But like Bob said a lot of other things. So, but why are you just picking on that one thing? Why don't you?
Well, this is the experiment he did.
Thing?
Well, this is the experiment that Bob did. So, there's that. Plus, straight after that experiment, when they tried to say, "Oh no, it's the aether spinning" or some such nonsense. The way that they thought that they could get around that was by building a mechanical gyroscope, right? Because a mechanical gyroscope wouldn't be affected by the aether; it would actually show. So they hired a guy called Aether. So they hired a guy called Stephen P, who was a flat earther and an engineer, to build a mechanical gyroscope. In fact, this one here. However, what happened when he spun up this gyroscope, and every single test that he did throughout this entire 1 hour and 17-minute video measured the rotation of the Earth every single time. What happened after that was that Bob and Globebusters tried to sue Stephen P and have the video removed. Luckily, I have it here, and there are several other channels that have uploaded it on YouTube. Thank you, Bob and Stephen, for measuring the rotation of the Earth.
I don't think Jerem would do that. I don't think he's that much of a little. I don't think Jerem would do that.
I'm not saying that Jerem did, but Globebusters did. But that's two flat earthers
What does that mean?
measured the rotation of the Earth, right? But here's a globe earther that measured the rotation of the Earth. This is a guy called the Gentleman Physicist. And he was doing his physics degree whilst he did this, and he wanted to show how anyone could set up this experiment. Simple Foucault's pendulum experiment. As he's showing there, as the pendulum swings back and forth, it would allow the Earth to rotate underneath him. So they set up their own experiment in a massive stairwell, right? And they let it swing for 41 minutes, which was as long as it could swing for, because there's no magnets or anything on here. Back and forth it swang, going through that ink pad and drawing a line. Now what happened was it didn't continue to just go back and forward. It drifted slightly clockwise because they're in the northern hemisphere. And what they did, really interesting, right? They measured the angle of how much it drifted. And with just that angle, they were able to do a simple bit of maths and calculate his latitude on Earth.
Well, hold on.
And it worked.
First of all,
wait, hold on. Let me just finish, right? So with just the data gathered from the swinging pendulum, they were able to calculate their latitude on Earth because of the Coriolis forces applied due to the rotating Earth. And wherever you perform this on Earth, the drift will be different and correlate to your latitude because the Earth is rotating. That's 3 measurements of the rotation of the Earth. 3!
Okay, can I talk now? That looks like a jigsaw experiment, and if you don't get it right, you're not going to get out of the room, number one. So you need to have... I said that looked like a jigsaw experiment.
Yeah, I said cool story, bro. Cool story, bro.
Okay, it was a joke. What I'm saying is,
you're not funny.
He's got a round ball. Even I know a plumb bob's got to be like... no, it's got to be fat at the top and taper to a point at the bottom.
No, it doesn't. That's not true at all.
Well, that would be more accurate than a fucking
No, it wouldn't.
ball.
It doesn't matter what the mass is as long as it's equally balanced. I'm afraid that you are incorrect about the physics of a swinging pendulum.
Well, then we need to know if it's equally balanced. How do we know that they haven't got fucking weights in it like David Blaine?
Do it yourself to figure it out. If you doubt the experiment, then repeat it yourself. You can't just claim it's fake and then not do it to try and prove it's fake. Claiming it's fake is irrelevant. I don't care if you claim it's fake. The fact is, I did this experiment in my physics degree. Every single physics undergrad in the world does this experiment. Okay. No doubt. And there's probably a reason for it. Because it allows you to show your application of knowledge that you have gathered.
Okay. Yes, that's great. What I'd like to do is go to the salt plains, or like, I know this is going to sound silly, but like get 2 boats in the ocean and launch up some balloons and like just try and do an experiment that we can all like see the curve. Because
no one's
you
stopping
haven't showed me the curve. NASA hasn't showed me the curve.
Do you have a problem of converting short-term to long-term memory? Because here's the curve that I showed you earlier.
Craig, I've seen fucking bananas with a more curve than that. It's not.
It's because you are still relatively close to the surface. This is the expected curve at this height.
Gee whiz. I mean...
So anyway, again, you ran away from the question of rotation.
Off topic. Yes, I know.
Yeah, right, you keep trying to do that. So, Foucault's pendulum, done. Measured the rotation of the Earth. Mechanical gyroscope, done.
Right, well, you've more or less got a fucking 1-0 on every topic we've discussed. So just
that would make it a lot more than 1-0.
Well, a fucking whitewash, whatever you want to call it.
Pretty much, yeah.
What about the Bedford level? What about that?
Yeah, so when it was repeated a year later by someone else, actually took refraction into account, raised the viewing apparatus slightly above the water to remove the main refraction, and was actually able to very conclusively see the curve of the Earth. The experiment's been repeated in modern times using much more accurate optical equipment along the Bedford level, and they have actually managed to detect curvature when it's done correctly. If you're too close to the water, that's going to be where the highest lapse rate is and the highest refractive conditions, allowing you to see further. Sorry, Bedford level shows the Earth's curved.
Do you know that a canal has, I'm a fisherman, a canal has, I don't know, say millimeters or inches, but it has, each lock, it basically goes down, 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 and that gives the canal the little flow that it does have. So it's not level on the bottom. So how can the water be level on the top?
Yeah, the Bedford level isn't a canal. It's a drainage, strip for a factory.
Well, no, it is a canal. It's the Bedford Canal. It's actually
the Bedford level actually was made originally as a drainage. It wasn't literally a canal. But anyway, there is no locks along the Bedford level.
I'm trying to think of the name of the canal.
There is no locks along the Bedford level. So
no, I know there's no locks along that part of it, but they're like. It's all,
anyway,
it's
there's no locks. It's level, and you see the curve of the Earth. Simple as that.
No, Craig, you keep saying this. You've not shown me the curve of the Earth. You've shown me refraction and perspective.
Here's the curve of the Earth again.
It's not much of a curve, is it?
All right, here's the entire Earth from space.
That's a ball, not a curve. And what the bloody
What do you mean? What do you mean that's a ball, not a curve? Are you saying this doesn't have a curve on it?
Of course it does, but is Darth Vader going to pop out of this thing? The
what the fuck are you on about?
This...
That's the moon crossing in front of the Earth from the seen from the Discover satellite.
Oh, hang on a sec. Where's all the fucking this dust that reflects stuff off the moon?
Well, that's
what
why
about
you
the
see
other image you showed.
That's why you can see the moon, because it's reflecting stuff.
Not in this image, we can't.
I'm sorry, can you see the moon, yes or no?
Yes.
Therefore, it is reflecting stuff.
What about the other image of the moon that looks all like a star and glistening and beautiful, like
the different exposure levels and stuff? You know, that you can change how things look when you change the exposure level. But again, you are seeing the moon because light is reflecting off of it.
Craig, are you honestly... are you on... I know us a little bit of a bumble stutter of... Like, I am lost for words if you are genuinely going to present that as evidence of real life.
Why is it not evidence? That is a real thing. That is an actual series of pictures taken by an actual camera in space.
Right, okay, can you pause? Can you stop it, please? Stop it spinning, please. It's annoying me. Right, thank you. And then can you get the other image of the moon and put it next to it, please? Can you do that?
Sure.
Please, and then we'll let people make their own mind up if they think this is a fucking cartoon, like 11:1. You know what I'm saying? With the cardboard cutout thing going through it. Just put the other image of the moon.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Hold on. Hold your bloody horses.
Sorry, I'm getting my knickers. It's me getting my knickers in a twist now. And I can't believe you're giving up on your leg, Craig. I'm not going to let you.
Of course I am. My leg's done. I want a better life.
Well, you got a friend you never wish you were gonna had, and that's me. I'll swear to God.
I still don't want my knee.
Oh, hang on, Craig. Is that the image you showed me earlier?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to do something for you. Where is it? Oh, it's that one.
We're
going to go in here, and we're going to go to color
honourable and reasonable. I can't actually believe this is you, Craig. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Right, saturation. That's probably a good one to change.
Why isn't it glowing like the other one you showed me? Right, well, do the same with your other one on the left then.
Right, I'm just showing you that when you have different... Oh, that's making it... Alright, I can bring it up with this one. That's what I wanted. Right, there we go. There we go. They're more similar now. How about that? Is that all right? Let's bring the alpha down a bit, shall we?
Like each other.
All right, so now if I bring up the red a little bit, maybe to there, take down the green, maybe up the green. Oh, wait, there we go. They're the same colour now. How about that?
Oh, can't you just put the original photo that you showed me earlier?
That is the original photo that I showed you earlier.
This is an original.
That's just next to it.
All the red and all the tart fannying around you just done.
Well, I'm just showing you that based on exposure levels and colour levels, they can look different.
Different, Craig? Are you?
Yeah.
So
if you have a camera with a different exposure level, if you have a camera with a different exposure level, it will take a different picture to a different camera with a different exposure level. That's how this works.
Listen, I'm expecting to see the Stormtroopers and Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi start having a tear up on the one on the
Stringer
left.
News 1 for $2 says, dude, just give up on your brain. It has failed you. Utterly.
Well, I'm not going to give up on you and your leg, Craig. I don't care about
you can say what you want, dude. My leg is going. I don't want it.
That hurts my heart, man, and that ain't even my
Oh, well, I'm glad it hurts your heart then. I'm sorry.
Craig, I had to work so do you know I had to go.
Anyway, so
never knew.
Every time we talk about the rotation of the Earth, you change it and just like get triggered, and we've been going for about 2.5 hours. Do you have any evidence the Earth is flat?
Down. No, I don't, Craig. Like, can I have a round two? If I go away and do this experiment with the ink? So if I do the ink experiment and I do the luminaire experiment on the moon, and I'll show you all the calculations and everything. Will you?
Yeah. Show me the maths. Yeah, absolutely.
I know you will actually take it. I don't have to ask you that now. You're not what everyone says, man. Like everyone says these things about you, but you.
That's because Flerfs are idiots and they need to attack me. It's just how it works.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah.
Dave McKeegan for £5 asks, "Are you seriously complaining that the front of the moon doesn't look like the back? Does he think the back of his head looks like his face?"
Oh, that's a bit fucking. That's a cheap shot, but okay. So what are you saying then? They've got a picture of the back of the moon now that no one's ever seen.
Well, we've seen it loads. There it is.
That's the back of the moon.
Yes, that's the back of the moon seen from the Discover satellite, and the other picture is the front of the moon. Why do you think we've never seen the backside of the moon? Weird.
Yeah, no. Look, the more I actually look and concentrate on it, it does look like an image of the moon. I just don't understand why it's not sparkling like the other one you showed me. That's all.
Because different cameras, different contrast levels. I'm aware. I am aware.
Of course. Yeah. I know you're like my friend. Like you've got an answer for fucking everything, and
I'm not your friend.
I'll have to go away and eat some humble pie, and I just can't believe that if you're standing on the moon and when you look up at the night sky and you see the moon, that you wouldn't see something like that if you was on the moon. That's the only thing out of this whole 2.5 hours.
Go and do the maths.
I can't get my head around. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And that walking stick, come on, Craig, pack it, just drop it out, leave it, drop it like a bad habit.
I can't walk without the walking stick. I need 2 of them at the moment, actually.
Yes, you can.
No, I physically can't. Magic isn't a thing.
Damn, man. Like, I guarantee you'd be able to walk if there was certain people walking after you, or look, Craig. Like, if you was.
Why would I be afraid of people walking after me? I'm Hulk.
Oh yeah, you've said all this before. Like your superhero, is it Cosmo? Like anyway, like I promise you, if you go into a certain environment, say you're in an environment where you can be diagnosed with mental health and take all these tablets and everyone Molly Shepherd or something like that. But anyway, on that beautiful note, thank you for being as decent as you can be and as patient as you can be, because I know I am hard work at the best of times. So yeah.
So definitely come back for round 2 and tell you what, bring some evidence of flat Earth next time.
Well, look, I did do my writings and things. I've done it all written down, and I tried to show my presentation, which I know you've already seen and watched. But so I'm going to go back over that, have another look at that, do the maths as we've talked about, and I will do that experiment with a pendulum, but I'm going to do it my way with a proper, what I would consider a proper plumb bob that's more, is it perpendicular or like...
Whatever you like, dude, however you design it.
Right. Yeah, that'll work. And then, yeah, all right. All right, to be continued, as they say in the movies.
All right,
I don't
speak to you
anymore.
soon. Have fun out with your friends tonight. Don't get too wasted.
Oh, shit. Well, yeah, no, that's a daily occurrence. All right, bye for now.
Speak to you later. This is Flat Earth, guys. Yeah, see, you're right. Don't eat lead. Don't eat lead paint. Woo! That was something, right? Guys, thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate you being here with me today. Again, I am very sorry for the buffering. So I've got good space internet, which my speed test says is always good. There should be no problems with that. I've been upgrading my PC, and the upgrades that I need to still do are GPU and CPU, which I need about $800 for, 800 quid for. I've got, a new router over there with bypassing. I've done everything I can to try and stop the buffering. I don't know why it's happening. The only other thing that I can do is try and upgrade my PC a bit more to see if it works, because it is getting a bit aged now. I thank Stringer News One very much so for the help he's given me with getting this PC up and running. But to keep it going and upgrade, I do need a little bit extra. So if you want to help upgrade the computer and help the stream stop buffering, a donation to paypal.me/FTFE will be greatly appreciated. It is not required. There is no paywalls on my channel. Thank you if you do decide to donate. And talking about donate, let's get into the super chats, because you guys have given me so many. Hoser199 says MIT calls itself a private co-ed university. It's, why would you say it's not a university? That's dumb. Gareth Bunting, member for 2 months, says, is he getting to the bit about Earth being flat soon? I know, that was a hard conversation. Lord Luminous Poo for $5. Everything based off of 5 points. No, it's really not, and here's proof. But that ruins my argument, so let's pretend it is. Yeah. I want to talk to Flat Earthers more about the scientific method. It's amazing. Hey guys, if you want to laugh, right? Go and ask Flatzoid, is a hypotenuse an angle? It's endless fun, by the way. OG Yeti $2 says, I want some Barrios. Barrio, the center of the universe. CJ Lamerex for $2 says, can you... Flerf has nothing. Timo Lynch, €2. This is the dumbest guy since Som. Hey, don't diss Som. Som was amazing. And he's coming back soon. Janos Takos for 1,024 huffs. The M25 forms the ancient symbol Odegra, which means Hail the Great Beast, Devourer of Worlds. Terry Pratchett, Good Omens. Great book. Terry Pratchett is the best author that ever lived. Orange Rob, $2 Australian. If gold is gold, why is its period element AU? That's what I was trying to say to him. It's Probing Time says, maybe this is the problem all along. Once fixed, maybe you can save money by getting rid of Starlink. No, the internet here is shit. I do need Starlink. Captain Pickles for $1.99 says, ask him how he sees things. Yeah, that was hard. Impertor Nicolay for €5 says, light from the moon is not reflected in the definition of you can see yourself. What's happening is the light is dispersed. Yeah, words too big for him. Excuse me. Inciter for 50 Donkey Kong dollars. If the moon reflects sunlight, how can vampires survive? Moon debunked. Yeah, I'm a vampire and I'm alive, so I guess so. Monkey in the Works has been a member for 45 months. Dude, you're fucking awesome. So the question now have to be either 1, did the simpleton fail single grade GCSE science? Or 2, was he too stupid to be entered to achieve even that monumentally low bar? My money's on 2. Yeah, man, he didn't do science. Lord Luminous Poo for $2 says, like a dirty golf ball, you idiot. Guys, so many super chats. And you know what? I actually need to go and use the toilet, right? So before we continue with the super chats, I am going to play a song. Because I don't want to do a Riley and stream twice on one stream.
Oh, Cheswick is a wanker. He wears a tinfoil hat. The conspiracies he believes in just make him look a twat. And everybody laughs at him when he tries to write a tune, 'cause every single word he sings makes him look a loon. Now Cheswick went on mastermind to prove the earth was flat, but he sat there looking gormless, just like Daniel Pratt. When they asked him for some evidence of a non-rotating disc, he spouted loads of gibberish and sounded like he's pissed. Mr. Cheswick is a loser. He tried to strike fight down. He didn't know Craig's a sailor, which made him look a clown. His online views are pitiful. He's as popular as the clap. He talks about conspiracies and believes the world is crap. Now Cheswick's brand of stupid is something to behold. He says that COVID's just made up and he thinks that moonlight's cold. Well, he's a prick of all trades and a master of none. And when you ask him simple things, he just says, oh well done. When Cheswick talks geometry or distance to the sun, he just comes out in a nasty rash and then he bites his tongue. He's clueless how to use a sextant or theodolite. He runs away from easy questions at the speed of light.
Yeah, that's a great song, thank you. Again, sorry about the buffering today, guys. It's been fucking frustrating me. OG Yeti for $5 says, tell him to turn off all the lights in his room and tell you what you can see. I remember going to Cheddar Caves down south of England, and they take you into this cave underground and they turn off all the lights. And when there's no light, it's fucking crazy. Impertrator Nicole for €5. At Earth's orbit, which is within margin of error of the same of the moon, each square meter will get 127,000 lumens from our sun. Not enough to burn you, like he says. Steve6464 member for 11 months. Nearly once around the sun. Hold on. FTFE, don't you get it? Only mirrors reflect light. I know, right? Dope. Jesus for $5. Thanks, Jesus. He is confused. He thinks reflection is equivalent to a mirror. Reflays refraction with photons bouncing off a surface. Yeah, I tried explaining it so many ways. CJ Lamerx for $2 says, so his evidence is where? I'm always wondering that when I debate flat earthers. Oh, excuse me, I apologise. Our pal says you must be frigging loaded. I wish. Lord Luminous Poo for $2 says, if Dunning's brother Frederick, it's Dunning's brother Frederick, I feel bad for him. Mr. Funny Names 249 says, I want to come on. And another 599 says, I will help the flat earther. And then another 599, don't be scared, I'm an engineer. I don't think you are, but Mr. Funny Names, we are going to have a debate. Don't worry, I'm waiting for your response in email. John Lambert, £5. I hope Facts, nothing but the facts, manages to educate himself out of at least some of his incredulity. No, not going to happen. Impertrating Nicale for €5. The moon does not make light, so it must reflect. FYI, 120,000 lumens hits the moon from the sun. Yeah, not. Just do the maths. Oh, you can't do maths. What am I talking about? Lord Luminous Pooh for $5. For just a small donation, you can help a flat earther afford the helmets they need for daily life. Please give anything you can spare to #DomaFlurf. Mr. Funny Names 599 says, I sent you a scientific question, you didn't reply. Let me on engineer versus engineer. I didn't see you send a scientific question. And we will debate. I don't think you're an engineer. OG Yeti $5. No, seriously, FTFE, have him turn off all the lights in his room. That would have been too complicated for him. Inciter for member for 8 months says, standard mirrors reflect between 85 and 99% of light. Beechwood reflects 38%. Regolith, 1.5%. That's what I tried to explain to him. Oh, it was pointless. Mr. Funny Names, $5.99. Thank you. I hope you're not scared, mate. Physics not your strong point. Physics is definitely my strong point. And again, we will have a debate, but that was between me and Facts. So he asked that it just be us. I'm sorry. Impertrator Nicali for €5 says, if the moon had 1 times 10 to the 12 lumens for someone on it, then we would also be dead, not just the people on the moon. Yeah, it'd be like a death ray hitting us. Gareth Bunting for £2 says, you owe me brain cells, I do apologise. Stringer News 1 for $2 says, wake me up when he gets to the evidence. You can just stay sleeping, bro. Mr. Funny Names for €60, and I really do appreciate it, bud. He says, let me on and back up this guy, please. Again, that was a 1v1. I appreciate it. We will debate. Just respond to me in the email that I sent you. CJ Lamerix for $2 says, he's broken my facepalm protection. Oh, God. It was titanium as well, right? Steve6464 for $5. If Flat Earth was true, wouldn't the Flerfs be placing Flat Earth everywhere? Good fucking point. And now for their 10th super chat on the channel, Captain Pickles $4.99. Why would educational institutions from countries that are rivals come to the same conclusions? Because reasons, they're all in on it. Illuminati, Freemason, I don't know, something like that. Dane Bamage for $5. Seems insulting to the Christian God to think he was only powerful enough to make a single fishbowl, would rather than a probably infinite universe. Yeah, fucking puny God. Mike Goat Killer for $1.99. Go to school so you don't turn out like Facts. Absolutely. Stephen Jarvis, £2. I'm British. Please accept my apologies for him. It's right. He doesn't know where Britain is. You're safe. Mr. Funny Name for another €24. Thank you very much. Crazy. If I come on, I need to help him and you also. Why argue about it, rubbish, and talk science? No, you don't need to help me because I understand science. Danny Turner, £2. You didn't send the flat earth facepalm. I'm suing you. Dude, we've talked about this. Crypto Roast for £2. Show him the Mesos footage. I dealt. Maybe next time I will. We'll see what he says about that. Stephen Jarvis for £2. Craig, could you please make the questions easier? I tried. Dave McKeegan for £5 has managed to disprove centuries of science but doesn't know the difference between countries, counties and cities. You owe me new oven mitts. Guys, you got through a lot of facepalm protection tonight. I'm so fucking sorry. Lord Luminous Pooh for $5. Is he a scouser? Needs to snitch his big bag. This She-Man is a tanker. Zoomy Tomato for £2 says, fine, no more super chats. That's not how that works. You need to give a bigger super chat to stop. Otherwise it doesn't work. You have to try again, dude. Stephen Jarvis for £2 says, he's a Londoner, ask him the capital of England. I wish I've asked him the capital of London. Abdef, their first super chat, fucking awesome. Celebrating a new job, time I at last thanked Craig for the last 12 months of entertainment. This guy is too thick to realise he's a moron. Well, thank you, Abdef. I very much appreciate popping your super chat, Cherry. Lord Luminous Pooh, $5. Wait, we're not super chatting. That's like hitting my mute button. I feel attacked. I need an adult. Wait, I'm the adult. No. Yeah, it fucking sucks, man. When I realise that I'm the adult, I'm like, is there a more adult somewhere, please? What do you mean I'm the adult? Lord Luminous Pooh, $5. If you were 1,000 miles wide moving at 1,000 miles, do you call that fast? Yeah, he did. That was hard to get around. Lawrence for 14 Zars. I figured him out, Greg. He needs a tutor every class. And that was their super chat. Cherry, thank you very much. You're fucking right. Oh my god, guys, so many super chats. Thank you very much. And quite a bit in PayPal as well. I very much appreciate it. And again, the PayPal is specifically for repairs and upgrades to my PC. If you want to help with the upgrades to my PC and avoid YouTube taking 30% of what they do, then I'd very much appreciate a donation to paypal.me/FTFE. And we will get this buffering sorted, get this PC upgraded, and sort this shit out. Thank you very much. Orange Rob for $5 says, I can't believe you got Matt from CarWow to join you on the stream. Stephen Jarvis, £2. I'm sorry to say he was dealt a 2 and 7 unsuited. Oofed. Fail. Don't hit me. Mr. Bram for £2 says, this is classic nuclear facepalm material. Fuck it. I can't. Yeah, I'm going to make a video out of this for 100%. Odie the 4th for $5 Canadian. Also, all of this buffering is causing the amount of facepalm per second caused by facts. Yeah. I mean, it's not buffering now that he's not here. Maybe it was the flat earth hurting the internet. Dave McKeegan for £2. One quick question. What the fuck is he babbling about? I wish I knew. Tim Tully, $5. This bozo thinks astrology is a science. Red flag number 1. There was way more red flags than that, buddy. Thank you very much for the super chat. Danny Austin became a new member. Welcome to Scrappers. That is 12 new members today. That takes us up to close to 1,000. Thank you very much. Jesus for $2. We cosplay and make my own clothes. Krypton Dar. Well, yeah, but you're just doing what you're told, so, you know. OG Yeti for $2. Tell a burn patient he had 3rd-degree kisses. Oh, don't worry about your broken heart. Just wish it back together. Lord Loomis Pooh for $2. No individuality. Everyone's exactly like me. Sorry. Well, you know, I'm not really an individual because I'm a clone. There's a whole load of me. Like, you've no idea. Just out that side of that window there, you know, there's like 1,000 tanks with different like levels of me ready to go. I think it's called Project Phoenix. They decided to just let the clones know about it from now on. I don't know why, but you know. Oto, member for 6 months. That's halfway around the world. Keep going, my friend. Flat Earth is the worst dive bar on the internet. It's the internet's pet rock, mate. Clarence AS2 for £5 says, Running Man Dan versus Craig the Blade Runner. Make it happen. I will run another marathon. I will. Might not be in the next 5 years. Who knows? But I will do it. Tiny Cat Tim, €2. Everybody is his own individual. I'm not. Mr. Brian for £2 says, as Creaky says, there we are then. How do you understand Creaky? I have no idea what he's ever fucking saying. Monkey in the Works for £2 says, so now this genius is a doctor too. No thanks. Yeah, don't go to him, please. Dave McKeegan for £5 says, my car is fucked. I've spoken to a mechanic who suggested what I should do, but to hell with that. Can you ask the guy what his solution is? Well, all you need to do, Dave, is just give your car some kisses, right? Just tell it that it will get better. OG Yeti for $2 says, keep winning, FTFE. I'm winning, as long as you lot are fucking here. Connor Silver, for a member for 39 months, says, let's see Craig run a marathon soon. Go for it. It's my goal. It's what I will do. It's why I'm now so much thinner than I was. Luke Farwell, and I'm not fucking kidding. Watch just the videos I've been putting out and see what I used to look like. Luke Farwalker for €5 says, this guy is like, school medicine is bad for you. They screw you. Just accept it and don't anything. It's rather disgusting. Yeah, Flerfs aren't nice people in general. Dave McKeegan for £2. Bananas are more curved, so the Earth's flat. Dave, please stop face palming. I'm beginning to get worried. You have to go to Antarctica. Okay, you need to look after yourself. Virtua Baker for £2 says, that's not a bull. That's a bull, not a curve. That was fucking dumb. Stringer News 1 for $2. I know we've read that one. We've read that one. Oh god, guys. CJ Lamerix for $2 says 2.5 hours and still no evidence. It's been about 1,000 streams and no evidence. OG Yeti for $2 says, if he's your friend, I'm disowning you. He's not. He's not my friend, I promise. Bill Tetley, £5. This guy reminds me of a mentally deficient British reject Billy Zabka. Oofed. MB for £5 says facepalm protection money. If you're going to debate him, you'll need it. I will, but you guys are going to need it if you're watching. DJ Ratgirl Tika also became a member. That's 12. Thank you very much. RachBot for $5 Australian. Perhaps the Flerf should love his brain more. It might start working. Is this super chat's ever going to end? You guys are amazing. Zoomy Tomato for $2 says, Craig, I already told you I'm not super chatting anymore. I'm sorry, Zoomy, I didn't hear you. Could you super chat louder, please? Sorry. Vic from Canada, $6.99. Whatever. Have some more money anyway, you cheeky monkey. That's not money. That's Canadian. That's not real money. I'm joking. Thanks. Zoomy Tomatoes, been a member for 28 months, says, fine, instead of super chatting, I'll use my freebie. I didn't hear you, dude. Sorry. You need to super chat louder. Stephen Jarvis for £2 says, internet advice, sack the hamsters, get gerbils. They die in space too quickly. And Steve Ravel, $2.99 Australian. Bugger, missed it again. Back in time to watch it. No, you don't need to travel back in time. You just rewind the stream. Have you got my fucking... You got my you got my time machine, don't you? Please don't use that. I've not quite calibrated it right. The last clone, I don't know. He may be in the past, in the future. Just please don't use that, guys. Thank you very much. Well, let me have a look at my PayPal. MB, thank you very much. Money received, computer hamsters. CP, thank you very much for money received, computer parts. Tim AE, thank you very much. And Bob, thank you. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for the super chats and all the money in PayPal. It's amazing. I really do appreciate it. Remember, all the money in PayPal goes towards getting new PC parts. So if you want to help that, paypal.me/FTFE. Zoomy Tomato for $2 says, you won't trick me. I won't super chat you. Dude, it's not working. You're going to have to do it louder. Thank you everyone for watching. I really, really appreciate it. This has been great fun. Back tomorrow, hopefully, for a chat with Rachie. And on Monday, I will start putting out another 10 episodes of Flerfs for Idiots to get ready for the new episodes on the 14th. So look forward to that. See you all soon. Let's ask the important questions, shall we? You know what those questions are. Questions like, I don't know, can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky, I don't know, like shooting stars?
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a brain right now, brain right now, brain right now.
Good morning, these words come with a storm warning. Better batten down the hatches, grab some matches and brace yourself for a long day of misery. YouTube has given me the power to reach up into the sky and show you all that we live on a ball. I bring you science that's comprehensible. Your view is indefensible, you're reprehensible. Go on, Mr. Sensible. When I was young I never thought I would be here to see this. A pile of random nonsense dressed up as bullshit. Your ignorance will be the death of us all, like running head first full speed into a wall. You could always read a book, buy a telescope, set it up and take a photo of the moon, or just be a buffoon. I send you in a balloon up to the stratosphere on page 3.
You're a few fries short of a happy meal. You're dumber than a box of hair. The wheel's spinning but the hamster's dead, and you're as smart as bait. You forgot to pay your brain bill. You're missing a few buttons on the remote control. 24 cents short of a quarter. You're surfing in Nebraska. You're as bright as Alaska in December, and you fell out of your family tree. You don't have all the cornflakes in one box. You got an IQ of 2 and it takes 3 to grunt. The elevator doesn't go all the way up, and there's a vacancy on the top floor. Your antenna doesn't pick up all the channels. You're several nuts short of a fruit
Yo, Mr.
cake.
Sensible, calm down, don't go too hard. You don't need the Aslaberian Flerfs in your backyard. You're a man of science, poison grace. Mage 2 did everything to wipe the grins off the face. So Nathan, get away from those kids. The world is not flat and it doesn't have a lip. Recognise the differences between the textbook and the Bible and control yourself. Lay off your slander and your lies. You're a bunch of knobs poisoning the well of the youth, spreading lies that you like to claim as knowledge and truth. Stop spreading fresh bullshit like the butter on your bread. Maybe your musical assault will knock some sense into your head. I hope one day you'll hear these lyrics and smile, and you realise you used to be a 40-year-old child. Now it's time to wake up, open your eyes and see, and acknowledge the existence of.
You're a few clowns short of a circus. Your phone is off the hook. Your sewing machine is out of thread. You're all foam and no beer. You don't have all your dogs on one leash. An intellect rivaled only by garden tools. There's no grain in your silo, and your skylight leaks a little. Your belt doesn't go through all the loops. You couldn't pour water out of a boot without instructions on the heel. Your slinky's kinked, and you're proof that evolution can work in reverse. A few feathers short of a whole duck, one fruit short of a full bowl.
Airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars. Should be wishing for a bring right now, bring right now, bring right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? Should be wishing for a bring right now, bring right now, bring right now.
You thought it was over? Well, I'm still standing while you're swinging, flinging feces, talking shit just like the human centipede. You got the mind of a chimp, and I'm here to expedite your shore leave. Cause I'm a seaman, but not the kind I rinse up on your mom's gums. I'm the kind that sailed submarines and fired guns. I could float a boat across the ocean with my eyes closed, circumnavigate the globe with a compass and a bag of sausage rolls. Well, all you can do is nibble on your toes. I'll smack you with the hose that you taught a water level, sit and swivel. You nasal gazing muppet, you can stuff it harder than the wallet stuffed by Warren Buffett. And I don't care about your sauces unless you're serving them. And I don't care about your lines unless you're curving them. Now step away from me, you're sucking up my oxygen with the vacuum where your brain should be, you dumb fuck. Thank you for watching, everyone. You are all amazing. One last super chat from Jess Solis for $1.99, who says, I am Kenny Henriksen. No joke, I was the Poe. I always knew that Kenny was a Poe. It was very clear. Thanks for coming out. Guys, you are all amazing. You know, just I never can say thank you enough for the support that you guys give me. This is my dream job. Literally, this is my dream job. So thank you for allowing me to do it. Remember, stupidity's not alright. Fight the flat earth. That was fun.
The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Earth thinks that evolution is real. Chemtrails don't exist, vaccines work. Climate change is happening, we landed on the moon. The FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Welcome to the FTFE show. Study is not alright. Baby, it's not alright. Nathan Oakley has a small penis. Nathan Oakley has a small penis. It's basically an idiot. Baby, it's not alright. Fight the flat earth. Stupidity is not alright. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat. 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 Fight the flat.
name is Nathan Oakley, and I have been lying to people about the Earth being flat for a lot of years. I did this to hide the fact I have a small penis.
Level